if it is another fighting game, it might be an Injustice 3. I mean, they've never done that back-to-back where it's just like outside of Mortal Kombat. So I could see them doing an Injustice 3 depending how the Disney contract works out with them. And if it's a really good contract and they get the viewership, I can see them saying, let's make Injustice 3. We've already been working on it, quote-unquote, not working on it.
I mean,
I feel like that would be the best push.
It could be a super update to this game as well.
I don't think they should update it. It's been updated enough. I think it's time for a new model.
They could make it doesn't have to be Injustice 3. It can stay the same game.
So
It'll probably be
like
a tag
Ultra,
game.
Are you saying like Ultra Injustice
Super
2?
Injustice.
I don't
Injustice
think so.
Gods among
I think
Lords
they should just
among
go with
us,
Injustice 3. If they add a tag system to it, add a tag system to it on the side.
Tags are hot, man.
It is. No, I mean, versus games are becoming the big thing right now.
Yeah.
We know that. But I just don't know if I can see Injustice being a versus game.
I mean
MK
MK versus DC was the thing, and
why are we talking about that?
Well, because
There's a high possibility.
because MK versus DC was before the Injustice craze, where they figured out, hey, it's okay if, that, okay, DC or Warner Brothers giving NetherRealms the property, or it was Midway at the time still.
Yep.
Yeah, they were still Midway. Giving them the properties to those characters, there were certain stipulations that came with it, like Superman's S couldn't even be scratched in that game. If you didn't know that was one of the clauses. If you look at it, hero brutalities versus fatalities. It was super scary. Like, oh, these are our good guys. You can never paint them in that bad light. Post Injustice, it was normal to see Superman lobotomize Shazam, which he did. Spoilers. Sorry, you're like 7 years too late on that one.
I'm still
it's the grip on that has been kind of loosened up a bit.
Yeah.
So an MK versus DC could be done again, but with the lessons learned from Injustice, from MK, from MKX, the systems that they've developed, and possibly creating a new system for the tag, the tag battles and all that.
Would you want to see a tag version if they do come out? Like, because here's the thing. Obviously, my personal opinion, Mortal Kombat or Injustice Solo, I don't think it needs a tag system. I think it's perfectly fine the way it is. But if they were to bring them both together, do you think there could be they could implement a tag into it? And if so, would it be a bad or a good thing? Because, I mean, you're the one who plays a lot of Mortal Kombat and Injustice, more than probably both of us. So
Cassie Cage.
I would. Yeah, I played Sonya too.
Would it be weird for you?
Poison Ivy.
I played MK versus DC, but not like to a competitive sense because I don't think there was. I mean, there was a competitive scene for it, but it wasn't like good. It was like, I think Green Lantern was like OP or whatever. It was really lopsided. If they take the lessons they've learned over the past 3 iterations of games that they've had, and really because they've got my trust that they'll take care of the IP and really, really deliver something good, because NetherRealms has done post MK9, because MK9 was good, but MK9 was horribly unbalanced, and that unfortunately was a trend that they didn't really start correctly going to the right direction until the end of X, maybe. And even then, X still had its issues, but it can't be perfect. If they take all those lessons and then they give it that same detail, that same focus to the community, as much as to the casual player, because it still was good enough that someone could jump in and play. But then, if competitive-wise, there was just layer upon layer upon layer. Yeah, I could see an MK versus DC 2 being a good look. I would play it. But if they don't and decide to just drop MK11, I'm good with that too.
Yeah. They can't show a fatality on Disney.
I will say, if
they can't. They cannot.
If there is an Injustice or an MK versus Injustice, I would like to see it not be a versus game, but rather have tag assisting in the game. So just like assisting in the game, I think it'd be pretty cool. You pick your assist, kind of have them have one specific move, kind of like Skullgirls, but just without being.
I want to say Skullgirls probably has the best assist system.
Yes.
It was the whole, you get to pick whatever these preloads, but then you could just also make your own custom assist, which just opened up.
Games need to do that.
It made way more characters viable.
Needs to do that.
It kind of added to the layer of tech that you can do, and it was just fun to watch. So I kind of I'm all for that system. I just like what Lab Zero did there. But yeah, besides that, Injustice on Disney. Look forward to it. Mickey Mouse will be screaming bloody murder.
If they do come out with a game, when would you think a release date would?
If they do come out with one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Sort of like next
2020.
fall, 2020. You think spring 2020?
Yeah, I don't think there's any possible way they can release a game unless they've been working on it since last year.
Yeah.
I don't think they can release a game that will convince people that it's going to be effective
Could you imagine if
in
they
this
say,
short amount of time.
Could you imagine if they just release a trailer and say it comes out tomorrow? Since they've been working on something.
I would not.
wow.
touch it.
That would be amazing. I mean, they're already breaking their other rules, so why not,
I
right?
mean,
Is this all part of the plan?
2D MK. I talked about that before. That would be amazing.
That would be pretty sick.
I think the old heads would really like that.
Oh yeah.
That would be sick. It'll be good times.
Let me stop.
But I'm not gonna lie,
waiting for
MKX
NetherRealm
still
soon.
looks
Hold
good.
up.
But yeah, we're going from 2D to 3D, man.
Yeah.
So TGS Tokyo Game Show did happen,
yeah.
and we got to see footage of like that wasn't the footage, that was the ad.
No.
But we did get to see the footage for Soul Calibur 6. But more specifically, it was the like Create a Soul or
Feels like a story
Create a
mode.
Soul
It's kinda
like.
story mode for it, right?
No, yeah, it's a story mode for your custom character. So in the beginnings of the video, you actually get to see them go through picking the race, a couple of the menus, you know, your height, your weight, your style, and then it just breaks in. The SLML is the one that's actually guiding you the entire way through. Yeah, it's just 8 minutes of that, and as you can tell, it's like, you know, you
It
got
seems
your.
very straightforward. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
you can't get off the beaten path.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I kind of do. I like the linear side, but I do like having some open concept to my decisions affecting the world. I like this have like 3 different things.
Well, maybe this is just like the world part,
Possibly.
so, like very beginning, because there was another like invisible part that said explore the area. So, I mean, still, I'm not too big of a fan on it. I don't think some fighting games could have a story mode, but I don't think like something like this is quite.
First of
relevant.
all,
Go ahead.
every fighting game should have a story mode.
Yes.
I mean, I think okay.
Arcade mode is a def. Story mode is a must because ever since NRS, we're gonna just roll right back to them.
Those are really good. That's an example of what you should do.
Yeah.
Guilty Gear and Dragon Ball is an example of what you shouldn't do.
Yeah. I don't know Street Fighter 5 times. They crashed and burned 5. They had a good
That
story,
bad.
and they could not adapt. Overall,
They were too scared to kill a character.
In Street Fighter 5?
They only killed Nash and Bison.
just going back to the story.
Which Akali will be back as Shin Akali in the next story. Which there is more story coming up.
Yeah.
So this does feel like the Weapon Master mode, where in Soul Calibur 2 you kind of just like roam around, like
Yeah,
you go through the
yeah.
And that's the feel I'm getting here.
Mhm.
It's a little bit more linear, a little bit more constructed. Even though Soul Calibur 2 is just straight up linear, you
Mhm.
could pick a path here and there, which will alter how you get to the end, I guess.
That was
It
more
seems like-
engaging than what I see.
It seems like it is here too, but in the sense of, you know, your answers, your text answers that you get to pick. The only thing about it is like I wish they would like I know Soul Calibur's always done it, but like I really wish they would kind of go ahead and give me some voiceover.
Yes.
Like I am not looking forward to reading all this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a reader. Give me visual stuff. I will audiobook something before I read it. I am sorry. I will bring up a YouTube video before I look at frame data.
I mean, I can appreciate.
Like someone
some
tell me.
people
I don't want to read. Hate reading. Might be why I'm stupid,
They have
but
so much artwork.
Yeah. Wisdom comes to reading.
I
Yeah.
think they're still keeping that old school. Like we have so much artwork, let's keep the writing with it. So people
Yeah.
pay attention more
it
to
might be because it's just so big too.
Yeah.
But still,
They could,
still.
they could hire voice actors. I mean, they have already voice actors. Why not just have them?
At least, I mean, I don't know. Here's the thing, though. I do remember in the custom, like when they did release the trailer. This is just coming to mind. When they released the whole Create a Soul thing, there were cutscenes where your custom character was interacting like in a cinematic, right? So maybe there is some. It's just
Maybe you could choose,
maybe there isn't like a lot, like not the whole thing, but
choose 5 voices.
reach for the golden sword. Okay, you went for the other one.
Absolutely.
Bad guess.
I mean, it's just like looking at this though. It does feel fluid when they went into a fight. I almost didn't notice it. So it feels like an RPG at this point.
Yep, you even.
Fighting game RPG.
Yeah, so as you can tell, there's you also have your choices of good to bad, blue to red, dark to light. The whole duality of this whole gaming series is very much there, and depending on what your decisions are, your character sways, which most likely will also lead to certain interactions, like maybe this one right here with Maxi, will be different if you're evil versus being good. That's kind of easy.
Can I just mention that bro is so legit.
That bro, yeah, my man. It was originally gonna be pink. Like when they created it, it was like pink for the longest time. Then last minute they decided to make it green. It's a lot of customization. Yes, to the point of y-axis, x-axis on the gear, as to how it rotates, how like certain positions of the horns, everything. Yeah.
He actually has basic start they did back in the day. So they're saying he's gonna have some style of customization.
Okay.
The characters that will customize your character, you'll be able to use some moves set. So I think that's pretty cool. I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna butcher their story mode for custom characters because I think it's good that we even have them in the first place. But the thing is, I do like games that do this because BlazBlue Central Fiction did this, where you can play like a dungeon run mode where basically you buff up your character, and you fight other buffed up characters that are running. This has a little bit more of a story. I'm hoping that from what we're seeing now, it seems like this is the beginning tutorial side of it. I'm hoping to see us like actually get to the point where it's really aggressive and volatile to the point where I feel like I can't beat it because I want a challenge. I mean, that's what this is supposed to be, is RPG custom character mode. So I would like to see that challenge. I would like to see something, come of it when it does release and we get to try it.
Interesting.
I spent hours on Soul Calibur 3 when it came to the Soul.
Yeah.
Thing. So like I know I'm gonna spend time on it. It's just like I'm gonna eventually just ignore the story and just wanna.
Sorry, that was good.
That was 2, first of all.
You said Soul Calibur 2.
I said 3.
Also, so you guys know, if you haven't
Should
yet,
listen, son.
September 27th to the 30th will be open beta for this game. They're doing a network stress test. So make sure if you haven't, you go download it. PS4, Xbox One only right now. No PC release.
September when?
Huh?
When?
This weekend, September 27th to the 30th.
Okay.
So tomorrow.
There you go. By the time you're hearing this, that is today.
Yeah.
All right.
Not today. Tomorrow is yesterday's today.
8
What?
a.m. Pacific time. So
3 left,
just
make
wake
a
up.
right. So there's that.
Today is yesterday's tomorrow is what it is.
but yeah, I guess we're just gonna jump right into
The MVP?
Yeah, Dragon Ball. So yep. More, it's okay. We could do it this way. It's pretty much all the same. So
yeah.
Oh.
Right
Halloween.
Going to that first.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not mad because it's a free update, which is
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Why not?
So
Yeah, it's fine.
We already knew. We already knew about
Finally,
the
Bandai
stage.
Namco knows what
Yeah.
they're doing.
The
I
Galactic
didn't know
Arena.
the stage was gonna be free though.
Yeah, a good point. I don't
I thought
remember
it
the
was gonna
stage
be
being
part
free.
of
I
the
thought it
season
was part of DLC. So the stage will be coming out. This is tomorrow, I
I
believe.
thought I heard it was already out, no?
Okay, so just to kind of give everybody a little tidbit.
Enlighten us.
Europe
Let's
has
see.
it already.
Okay.
Great.
I believe Japan already has it.
Yeah, because we don't even have the DLC. 17 and cooler drop tomorrow. Or
Yes,
by the time you guys are hearing this on the podcast, it's today.
You didn't hear this from me, but if you change your clocks to Switzerland time, all right, we'll be seeing some
Really?
DLC.
Okay. Read
But,
between the lines
PC
there.
players are currently playing it right now, and I think that's what they did so they can get ahead of the clock. That's what I'm going to do tonight.
Disgusting.
The will, there's a way.
But
That's okay.
yeah, I definitely think this is really cool. I'm glad to see that they're releasing this
Oh, you went too
free.
far.
They're doing a lot of free stuff. I do like some of the. I'm not a big fan of the avatars, but this
I
is
love
probably
the
best one.
the Cell Mummy one is
Because I
the
don't
top.
really care. I'm not always in that lobby.
That one's the best one.
Right.
But this makes me want to sit in the lobby
It's
a
so
lot
much
more.
fun.
But
Yeah.
is it? I think it is. The way I understood is you don't download them.
No,
They become this at a certain time. Like
Yes.
today, I think it said the 26th. It should be at some point today.
it
Then.
should be
So,
starting
okay,
today.
like Halloween themed.
Like yeah, they showed what is it, Beerus? It was like normal, and then on this date he's gonna be this. Meaning the avatars is not something you download and you can just change your avatar into. It's like this is just seasonal
Themed
stuff.
outfit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Which sucks. I thought I would
That's so
prefer.
cool.
I would prefer it was just like a little skin you would just get.
I mean, and
I
they
had a
did
feeling
say.
Sonic Fox will use that one. I don't
Well,
know
they
why.
did
Right?
say this is his.
Really?
Actually. They actually.
I didn't think about that.
Bandai did put out a during one of their tweets. They actually said this is the Sonic Fox outfit.
Oh, they
See?
actually did say
It's
it.
not just like a false. They're
You,
like,
you
it's
thought
a
I was
form.
being serious there? Come on, bro. I should have said
obviously-
Kappa.
No.
I like the
Let's go,
colors.
Yeah.
I love the
Halloween
colors. The Halloween colors. The Majins are looking real
Yes,
pumpkin-like.
Krillin, let's go. We got our purple and green. We're in there with the orange shoes. What? Don't give me that
It
look.
looks like it's like Piccolo's outfit.
I'm not a fan of Krillin right now. So
The
maybe-
Gohan,
learned.
the straight Nyx orange is kind of ridiculous
Yeah.
though.
Yeah,
Can
I
I
don't
be
understand Goku's
Phoenix
outfit,
Fusion. What is it? Fusion orange. There we go.
Yeah,
Shout outs
Goku's
to
is
Philly.
kind of plain.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they couldn't use orange again, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And he actually has a purple and white outfit. So, I mean, I guess it's
It's not
just
hard
plain.
to make everything orange and black, though.
I just think Boo has the best one.
Have you? I think. Yeah. The Boos look like they just look good in orange for some
Does he
reason.
already have that outfit, though? Or?
You just
No, color 13.
I know.
His orange color is a lot like more. It's not.
Isn't it orange
it's
and
not
red?
like this.
Orange and red pants, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Yeah, that's Starburst. That's Starburst orange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
That's
like
what this
it, though.
is.
I mean, I wonder
Best
if
flavor,
all the
by the way.
characters have this though.
Huh?
So I'm hoping all the characters have this.
They
And
should.
not just
I don't
like the
see
select
why-
6 that we're seeing
I
here.
don't see why it would be just some of these.
Well, look at Street Fighter 5.
Yeah.
It's
Some
not
characters-
Capcom.
Some characters get a little bit more love than other characters.
So I think
So-
they're saying now 16. Go up real quick.
Oh, they said there's more. There's a tweet right underneath. That
26.
Says
Yeah, so that is today. The time of
Today
this
starts
recording, it
Oh,
should be
you're trying to
starting.
say-
up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to make
Tuesday.
sure.
Yeah. And they said there's a lot more characters that have the themes.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not just limited to those 3.
And then we
Oh,
have
is that an MVP?
MVP.
Oh well,
We'll talk about that.
we'll bring that in.
Is it
So,
time?
As you guys know, 17 pretty much got released with a trailer. He's released technically, but
Yeah.
he got a trailer. This trailer's short. I'm okay with it. Honestly, they highlighted the things about him. It has a lot of things that it has. This is the really Some people call him Android 17 Ranger. Just saying.
All right. So 17. Have you looked in the video? The videos of the breakdowns for him yet?
Yep.
Okay. So 17, for those that haven't been kept up with it, he is a very interesting character. So I can begin with the things that I've noticed that are good. He's got kind of like stubby-ish normals.
Oh, that's good.
No.
It's not so
You just
bad
said
in
you'll
this
start
game.
off with what's good.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say he does have stubby-ish normals, but he does have
It's
one
a
or
bit
two that
delayed,
kind
and
of
you should fi-
stick out, like his sliding move that is like fair amount of this. I think it's like too heavy or two roundhouse or whatever it is called.
If
What,
it's
his
a
slide?
It's a slide's probably
It's the
cheap.
slide, yeah.
His slide,
The slide is good.
3H.
3H. Thank you.
H,
Yeah,
really?
yeah,
That's-
yeah.
that's
It's
weird.
down forward H.
So
He has that. He has fireballs. He can do the his key blast is 6 actual projectiles on the ground. He can do it in the air. But his angle in the air is kind of like, it's all right. Not like Vegeta. Not Vegeta good,
when he does
but
the slide.
it's kind of there. Oh yeah, that's like his 2M, I think. That
Yeah, the
that
knee.
right there, very similar to Trunks's.
Yep.
Like that knee, that's pretty solid. It's definitely a good poke tool.
But again, you have to mash real quick.
Yeah, but he so the neutral he doesn't excel at too crazy.
No.
But that's not where his highlights at. His highlight is definitely his Rekka
Ground game.
movements, his
the
his
mobility that he has, for sure.
his stance moves that you can do. So basically, he has. I think it's. Whoops! I just realized I put the wrong.
See if we can.
Sorry, boys. Let me get that right. Bam! There we go.
Hey.
You were cut in
That
half for a
looked
second
really
there.
cool.
My bad. So he has basically kind of like this stance Rekka movement where it's like 2, 3, 6, L starts it off.
Did he show the slide yet or no?
I think he
I
has.
think it's after the slide.
Yeah, I think it's right now.
Yeah, it's
You
probably.
want to
maybe
unmute it
not.
real quick? I'll listen for it.
But,
There we
There
go.
it is. Okay, so what
Hey.
did he say it was? What's the input?
I think it was 3M.
which is actually a slide with some pretty decent range on it. So even
said
though
it
his
right
2M doesn't have the greatest range,
2M sucks.
3H
actually has
3H,
one
yeah,
more
3H, one more normal
3H?
when it
Okay.
comes
Yeah.
to his heavies than most characters
So,
have, and that is 3H.
Going back to what I was
It's actually
stating,
a slide with some pretty
he's got
decent range
this
on it. So even though his
Rekka kit
2M
where
doesn't have the greatest range on it,
you
like
have
it's okay, but
access
it's just not
to
impressive. You know, it's not a
lows,
slide.
to overhead,
he actually makes up for
to
it with
a
having
short
his
hop,
3H, and you can combo
to
his from his
a,
mediums or his lights or whatever.
like short hop,
And you
like
can also
fast
combo
fall
into
kind of
the
deal.
specials from it. So,
Yep,
for example,
exactly.
I
A
would
Gohan fall
5M,
and
2M,
like a
3H,
mid as well.
2P6L, I can get,
And you can
so
put them in
something
all
like
kinds
that.
of
I don't have some
combinations.
isn't
Now,
the best in the first place,
the
but,
cool thing
I don't
about
think I
it
mentioned
is
already, but
most
since we
characters,
are
when
on
you
the
think of
Switch, I'm
stance
actually using the
cancels,
Joy-Cons
it's
right
like
now to
you
play
get
this
one
game. All
input.
diversity of,
One input
perspective.
and that's it.
All right,
Like
so now that I've covered its
you
normal,
either
we
go
can
for the
actually
low or
get
you're going
into
for the
specials.
overhead, and
If I
that's
go
all
to
you got.
special move list real quick.
He's different as, like I said, it's more of like a Rekka, so you can actually chain them one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. So instantly, naturally, he has a natural Oki in his kit, where now you have to guess overhead, low, mid. But really, it's the low and the overhead you worry about because you have to either block high or low.
The low is really fast.
The low seems fast, but
this is the combo I get.
But I
see the overhead, you go high.
I don't. But the thing is,
still hard.
it's gonna no. So it's starting. That's gonna start the first layer. Like that's just him by himself, right? Now this doesn't bring. Now you got to bring in the variables of knockdowns with say like short hop left right, and then the big part assists, right? A Majin Buu assist, an assist that's gonna lock you down long enough that you might not even be able to see him. So now you're like guessing hardcore, not as so much as you're trying to react to try to use your reaction time, be really quick about it. You're like, I have no idea which way he's going. I'm just gonna, down back and praise Jesus. Hopefully it blocks. If not, okay, maybe I'm dead.
I definitely see Android 16 becoming a big vital part of the game even more as he already is.
You can play the canon. You can play the canon team of 16, 17, 18 now, which is pretty dope.
You gotta have to guess, when it's coming, because I could go from the first hit directly to the overhead. I could go from the low straight to the overhead.
Ranger 17, yeah, he probably will.
That'd be pretty cool.
He probably will.
Guess which order.
I don't see them like missing that little detail.
I think using 18's level 3, he'll come out.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
what I thought you were saying. Oh, you're talking about assist-wise?
Jumpsuit, man.
Oh.
He's talking about him.
Okay. It's like during her normal moveset.
But like after you get like,
I personally feel like if they do anything
and then
right,
they don't get opened up, you just cover yourself with an assist. So
whenever
it's kind of nasty. I kind of feel like 17 is going to be a problem.
What if you have
with that
Krillin
move
and 17 on your team?
Combo extension.
I've already read
it can
that.
be used over.
That'd be chaos. I don't know what happens.
I don't know. Maybe it's not going to be that
So
great
basically, besides the
actual,
Rekkas, like just a quick breakdown on his.
It seems kind of strong. It seems kind of strong to me. But
on his supers is level 1. He has a like. It looks like it could be a grab, but it's not a grab. It seems like it's just a charge that he just lunges at you and hits you. It could be air or ground, so it's air okay. Then he has the one other super is the very interesting one where he switched sides naturally, like he teleports behind and then he attacks. So one of the concerns with that is that if you ever do that in the corner, you instantly give up the corner every time. Like every time you put yourself in that corner. So in the corner he's gonna like it's really funny. I wonder if it's like a term of balance where you always have to use the other super because like naturally you want to be in the corner. I mean in this game you want your opponent to be in the corner, but him specifically, high low Oki, that's naturally where you always want to be at. You want to maximize that. You don't want to do it on mid screen because maybe they might not, the spacing might be different. You might not get the right limb, like it might not reach in time. You always want to get that corner. This super, if say it does more damage than the other one, it's like almost like a semi-balance to it because you have to sacrifice damage to keep your corner if you want your Oki, or if you want to max damage, you have to give up the corner and put yourself in that.
Well, see, that's something that I noticed with Goku has that issue
and it does actually blow
with yes, level 3 he always turns around.
So I think what people are going to get used to doing is using that level 3 when
they will actually get knocked back, and then it's the same exact input again to actually launch them out.
There's a lot of variables.
Knocked down off that, like I mentioned earlier, you can just take the Oki or you can combo into a super, like I said before. So with his normals and his specials out of the way, now we can get to his supers, and this is his first level one.
And still keep pressure. A lot of this mobility that he has.
Yes, he has the off the wall. He has very Rashid-esque wall like jumps where you can, and Vega-esque where you can jump forward and backwards.
Why he has it, so that if he does get you out of the
this can be a blessing and a curse.
You think knockdown into changing over to then supering, but it's not air. So if he
say like he knocks you down, uses level 3 super, cool, right? He's in the corner. He calls out an assist, switches sides, pushes you back.
But is that the only variation of the level 1? Because some characters have different variations of the level 1s. I know he doesn't do it in the air. In the air he has the.
So yeah, if you use this in the corner, you're gonna end up putting.
Is the bionic arm or the barrier one? What's that?
It's not like directly in the corner, but you're sacrificing that corner pressure.
Okay, so we have to check out all the inputs for each one.
That's his first super. And he also
has because he hasn't dropped yet. So well, you have it on PC, so you probably have it already. Yeah, this is
just the air.
No, it's air and ground. That's the one I was talking about that he lunges forward. So there's an air and ground version. But
to pull that one off as a
we don't. Of course, the character hasn't even fucking dropped yet. So
I know.
We don't know how optimized anything will work with him. If they're gonna always go for the the ground super that turns him around, because hey, maybe there's some sort of setup with your assist where if you call your assist before supering, you turn around, you push them into the assist, now bam, you have a natural Oki to deal with after.
But I think there probably will be players out there that can reliably maybe do that one.
I don't know.
Right before they touch the ground, as opposed to regular level ones, so they don't.
I don't think his super has that. But the other thing is it's level 3. It does hard knockdown, but not in the air. In the air you can tech. Still. So yeah, exactly. Final flash. So if you do it in the air, you can tech out. If you do it on the ground, you get the hard knockdown. And even then, you don't get a crazy hard knockdown. But it's a really big super. It's like the entire screen. It is full screen. It goes all the way from your side to the other.
The hard
I mean, you're not just going to throw it out there either.
But
If
you're
going to use it there, though, you have to make sure you're going to kill.
Yeah. On top of that, what was like the final thing about him? Oh, yeah. So I got to see some quick early tech with him. So there's like an interesting restand he already has with his level 1 super where it has to do with Bardock too, right? As if we haven't got right, exactly. As soon as I heard like, oh, it's with Bardock, I'm like, of course. It's like an interesting situation where you do a combo, you knock down, you do the super. That first hit of the super, where he goes behind you, puts you in a restand state. The only other character that I can think of off the top of my dome that does that is Gotenks with his donut. His donut does a restand, gives you a restand state. He does that as well. And then if you then tag in, super tag into Bardock, he whiffs his javelin, his fireball. But you're still at that state, though, which I don't know. It's still testing. Looking at it, it was very interesting. It's really cool tech. But I think Bardock on whiff, the javelin is too much recovery for him to really get anything off of afterwards. But until we have some more time, we won't know for sure. But it's just like some initial stuff that we're already finding out.
Maybe it was a command grab. He kind of like lunges at them and kind of hugs them almost. It is not.
He's a nasty one, right?
I don't know how many out there might have.
Does it only work with Bardock because Bardock has some info frames or no?
It might be because Bardock's like his level is like so fast. So maybe it's just because also the way it whips, like it's weird. Like the fireball is like. When he gets tagged in, he's like right next to 17, but the fireball shoots like further behind him, so it just whiffs him completely.
So I showcase a lot of useful information for you guys. If you have any questions at all, feel free to ask them in the comment section down below. I'll answer all the questions to the best of my ability. And yeah, with that, I think I'm going to leave you guys off with some combos that I've learned with the character with my team, because this is going to be the team that I intend to play. Android 17
we're going to find out more.
17 looks like he's going to be hype.
Oki. 17, but nobody wants to talk about Cooler.
Yeah, it's probably going to be the team.
I was gonna. We have talked about Cooler, but the funny thing is, Cooler's kind of getting overshadowed right now. Like
of course.
By 17. 17's like been a wanted character for a while, especially seeing what his kit is now. It looks like he's just gonna fit very well in this game. Just massive pressure. He's gonna have natural Oki, which is already a big check. Plus 2L is an actual low, so already he's better than like 30% of the cast because he has a 2L that's actually low.
I mean, also Cooler's suffering from big body syndrome. So
yep, you will be climbing that tree every time. So yeah, Cooler's getting put in the back burner right now, but doesn't mean we won't see him at all.
Doesn't mean he's not Cooler.
So we do have one last thing for just to follow up on 17. He has his own little cool, and this hasn't been really done lately. They haven't done this yet. This is the first one they made was a player card. So it tells you like
his stats,
what's fighting style, and I think this is cool. I hope they remake a lot of these and do this. Because this is like one of my favorite parts of like being watching video games, like seeing my characters come to life in a format like this. Street Fighter 5 got it. I would love to see them do more of this.
It's interesting that they call it fighting style rush. It's kind of like I said, naturally it's just what his character kit's just showing. So yeah, that's a pretty cool little tidbit right there.
Okay, so we don't have any BB tag stuff, guys, but I'm gonna give you some informational BB tag stuff. If you haven't seen what's been going on, which I'm sure you guys haven't.
Well, what? No, what? No.
BB Tag currently just got its first set of infinites.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Everybody's surprised.
I didn't know that. No, I really didn't hear anything about infinites.
It actually was found, I believe, either this morning or super early last night. But I think this morning people found out. They woke up to seeing specific characters right now. What happens is if you kill off one character, just like Skullgirls or any other game, it has the same Skullgirls mechanic. So you can keep comboing the character till they die.
You just have to vary the combo, or
you don't even have to vary the combo.
Launch.
You can't. You don't have to launch. As long as you can keep them afloat to a certain extent, even if they get ready to touch the ground. Because usually,
this sounds like Marvel 3's Infinite.
Pretty much, it's like Marvel 3, a little bit of like MVC2 style. I would say it's more MVC2 style because that's how Nerd Josh put it. He said, "Man, this
is that who tweeted it out?"
it was a Japanese player who found it, but he retweeted out the time I first saw it.
Okay.
And from the way it looks, it's very scaled. It's harsh scaled. So very specific characters do the most damage. And I'm talking about very itsy bitsy chunks.
Maybe that's why there's so much time on the.
Possibly, but they have to do a cross combo for it to work. If they don't do cross combo, it does not work. Okay. So what cross combo does, I guess, it keeps them out prolonged, and it allows for. I'm not even sure what the reasoning behind it is, but you have to cross combo, kill a character. You don't build meter from what it looks like. You don't build any meter because it's a second assist character. So you don't build any meter. But if you use a super on them, they do take a chunk of life, and then some characters can still keep continuously comboing them afterwards.
Interesting.
So
we'll have to check that out.
Very interesting stuff.
I don't think I follow Josh on Twitter. I probably should.
Long time going.
I probably should, right?
Yeah. It's from the area, sort of. Tri-state.
New York. Well, he's in Cali now.
Yes, he is.
He's been in Cali for a long time now.
With Chris.
Yep. So, yeah, there you go. BB Tag. Infinites, huh? Those, you think they're going to go... They're going to go away, probably.
No. They don't do enough damage, and time would, like, literally, you'd have to time somebody out, and it still wouldn't.
Well, that in itself, you're going in the direction of the game's going to start becoming more cheese. Yeah. They're not going to want that.
That's why they said it. Don't call out an assist when you shouldn't be.
No, there's no way.
That's
okay, they're gonna let it rock, right? They're gonna let it rock until that becomes the norm, and then the shit becomes so boring to watch. They're like, okay, this has to go.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I was getting bored watching it.
When it's holding up pools, that'll be a problem.
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh,
I just think that is very
gonna be
hard
such
to
a
do
pain.
these combos. From what I was watching, some of them are really hard, but I think it's going to get
They'll
easier.
find a way to do it
characters.
easily. Remember, Trish was the first DHC.
You still have to cross combo.
Was
you
it
still have
Trish?
to kill the first
Trish
character.
was one of the first
I thought it was Sentinel.
Infinites.
Yeah,
No, Trish was
Sentinel.
the first one where everybody was like, yo, you can do it with Trish.
Wait,
and
what,
then
for Infinites?
For Infinites, yeah.
No, I thought
DHC, or was it DHC?
Doom
no,
was the first one.
Doom was the one that had long combos.
No, he was the first one to actually successfully
Sentinel was
do
the
it.
first one to be seen, and it was on Evo. That's what I'm thinking
Oh,
of.
yeah, true.
Oh, yeah.
When he
And-
actually did it, and everyone was freaking
But
out.
Marlon Pie just did the long combos because they didn't know why. And then
They
there was
just
a
play
Trish
common.
Infinite, and everybody was like,
Nah.
whoa. And then they were like, wait.
That game's
a minute.
outdated.
I mean, we can
So-
play it later.
We got some Snk Heroines and Samurai Showdown. I guess we're just linking them together.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
because
because it kind of the article kind of falls between both of them right now.
So in Japan, it's called Samurai Spirits. Just a heads up. In America, it's going to be. They released that it is going to be called Samurai Showdown.
Without a doubt.
Show.
I don't know why it's Samurai Showdown. Why can't we just? Have
Faux
Samurai
show. Faux show.
For sure.
Yeah, you know the deal. Leroy.
So let's go scroll down a little bit.
Show
here.
enough.
Show enough.
Show enough.
So
K-Brad. All right.
Now, what's weird is these characters are supposed to be, I guess, in both games, being kind of slightly leaked.
No. It's not that they're in both games. It's that in this article, they talk about it's like data mining things. So future DLC for there's it's because it's both SNK properties. That's why.
Yes.
So there's leak possibilities of characters for Samurai Showdown, and characters for SNK Heroine. So if you check out, let me see, it's Das Vergeben, who actually talked about the new Samurai Showdown like months ago. He's the one that actually, he or she is the one that is talking about the new characters, which is Rimuru.
Yeah, she's. I believe the story is that's her. It's Nakaru's younger sister.
The girl with the wolf, I believe.
No, bird.
No, Nakaru's
No.
the
Oh,
bird.
okay, sorry.
She's the
Bird,
one with the
she is.
wolf.
Sorry, I thought you were reacting to what he said.
This guy.
Man, don't test my gangster, man.
That one I always remembered.
Yeah, and then Shiki, who has actually never been in a traditional Samurai Showdown game.
She was in a KOF game, wasn't she?
She was in SVC Chaos,
Right there.
and
That's
then
what it was.
she's been in like all these spin-offs, but not in like Samurai Showdown. Like her history is like she
Was
was
she like a background character like Poison?
no, she had a history actually. She's like the servant to this one being and looking for a body for that being. So why am I blanking on the main characters from Showdown? Basically the Mitsurugi of it.
Hanamaru?
What?
Is it Hanamaru? No.
Hamamaru.
Yeah.
Is it? Hamamar? Or is it with the
Mitsurugi
looking guy? Okay, yeah. Basically, she's after him.
I love how you guys call him Mitsurugi. Like
Dude, for the longest time, I just
That's
kept
how I
calling him
look.
Mitsurugi because that's who I
he has
thought
the
of.
pokes like him and everything.
He looks just like him, but all right. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's her. That's her history. Yeah, she's only been in like SVC Chaos, and Neo Geo Battle Coliseum.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So these two characters are the ones that are being.
That reminds me of Vice, to be honest.
Vice? Yeah, she's got the whole like got no emotions
Slithery.
kind of deal, and she's like slick and all that kind of good stuff. But anyway, then Snk Heroines, we have two characters that are being hinted at. Which one is a female Skullomania?
Oh.
See, now I'm confused.
No, why? Terry's in Fighting EX. Why not?
Well, I'm confused because like I didn't see them pairing up with SNK, considering it's like they went from Capcom now their own company. Now they're hanging out.
Well,
with
they
SNK.
SNK consulted on Arika's game, so that then bridged the gap to then create what let Terry go into Fighting EX layer, and now female Skullomania for this, and Miss X, which is basically just Iori wearing a face mask and a girl's school outfit. Yeah. That's literally it.
So when's DOA?
But maybe Iori's gonna actually have a change, just like Terry. I'm assuming that's what's gonna happen.
Shouldn't there be an SNK character in DOA 6? They already have Mai in 5.
Well, no, that was
They had
the
Mai
SNK
in
character.
5, yeah.
That was the SNK character
Yeah.
for last round.
I'm saying in 6.
You think
they had a virtual
they-
fire character,
maybe they
yeah,
will?
they
Maybe
had
they'll
a character.
continue it. Maybe we'll just give somebody else.
I would like to see more special guests for that game.
Of course.
More special guests, not from regular.
special
Like,
guess in
I
every
mean,
game,
you
please.
notice that's been the trend.
Yeah.
Tekken is like 2 characters away from being a Mugen right now.
Dude, that game.
Wow.
They're
Yeah.
wild.
Tekken 7 is literally
do they have?
two more
It's
characters
Negan.
away.
Geese,
Akuma,
Noctis.
Noctis,
a special
Forgot
character
Noctis
they
was
made
in there.
themselves, Elise.
Eliza.
Yep.
So
They're just tacking it on, man. They don't care.
I'd like
Is it
to.
Elise?
I noted something here. It's
Eliza?
Elise.
Eliza.
It's just Elise. Or Eliza, yeah.
Yeah.
Eliza.
Are you talking about
thinking
the vampire
E-L-
chick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Eliza.
Yeah, that's who I would play if I was playing Tekken 7.
So something I
special movie
noticed
too.
was they obviously announced, they talked about Samurai Showdown, that these are characters, for Samurai Showdown, pretty much the way they're working it. But they're also saying that, SK Heroines, which we knew was a side project, is also a side project possibly to the King of Fighters 15 that we've been waiting for.
Yes, the unreleased version so far that we have not heard anything about.
I'm
But
curious, are they going to go backwards to that 2D style?
they should.
And
I mean, no.
don't
You know
see-
what? I don't say. All right, let me rewind that.
It's
I don't want to
hard.
say they should. It'd be great because they've been the guys that have kept up with it. And I think even in an article it states that 14 was their way of really learning and upping their 3D game, like learning how to program and dealing with a 3D game versus being the masters at 2Ds that they are. Because still, like, some of their 2D works is just like some of the best that's ever graced like
Except
any
I feel
video game console, huh?
Except 12.
I can't remember 12.
Good.
Isn't 12
Are you
3D?
talking about Impact?
Was it? No,
KOF
what's
Impact,
the one
A and B?
before Pachu KOF and those guys did some amazing stuff at Evo. 13 was the
13 was
last
good.
2D one, right?
Yeah, 13.
Yeah, the one before that I did not like.
Because
Okay.
I do know KOF Impact was one of their 3D games. They had a side A and side B.
I think I remember that too. I think that's the one that
That's
we're
where
thinking of.
the two brothers came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
K,
So
right?
Huh?
K was in that too.
K was in the game, yeah, but they had two other characters that were like the main focus on that story, and they even got an anime based off of it. But just bringing it up, I'm just curious if they are going to go that 2D route again, because 3D, as we know right now, is easier to make.
It's
the
easier
game.
to animate. It's easier to create. It's
Dragon
just
Ball's a good example. I just want them to
Yep.
go that route if they're going to.
Yeah, they should.
Because it seems the easier route. But 3D, it's something that we have to explore more with these 2D fighting games. I feel because Street
3D
Fighter
is what we should explore more in these 2D fighting games. I'm just
3D
taking
for-
in what you just said.
I guess it's technically I want to say 2.5D, but
It is 2.5.
three.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just think that the more we go down that route, we're gonna produce better games like it, and so people can adjust to it.
Yeah.
I'm down for it. But in the meantime, character leaks.
Whoa.
They're a thing. And now we just got to wait. Female Skullomania is nothing new, by the way. I'm pretty sure I've seen it. There's like a
Fan
It's like
art
it's
thing,
like the
yeah.
Shazam thing. It's like a family of them
Yeah.
at
That's
one
talk
point. I
about
think
the
he even
game.
had a dog.
So now we're gonna talk about the game that makes
Wait,
somewhat
the game
good
that makes you
quality
what?
shirts.
What's
Like
the
this
game?
one.
Oh, this game.
I guess we're gonna jump into some Street Fighter 5 now.
Yeah, Street Fighter 5 doesn't have too much else going on besides of course, the announcement.
Hey, Tokito's in the video himself. Street Fighter 4.
Not SCR.
What is this, remastered Street Fighter 4?
Game Show?
EGX?
I don't understand. For
EGX?
mobile?
EGX?
GX was
Ultra
the
for mobile?
yeah,
Switch?
Europe tournament this past weekend.
Let me get it.
Whereas that cool one.
I cannot remember as to
Yankee
what
Toe.
event they showed it off at. I don't want to say it was SCR.
What?
But anyway, Street
What?
Fighter 5
Oh,
Arcade
Felix?
Edition is now going to be
crowd
in
is
the
starting to make
arcade.
some noise. They're starting to
Can
figure
you
out
show
what
us
it
how
is.
to- Is that a USB
Um,
port?
They're starting to figure out what it
Does
is.
that mean, so does that mean we now have?
I've seen those
we have the
before.
ability
I
to
don't know.
update
Where have I
the
seen those? Where have I seen the
Japanese,
Bulicks before?
Arcade
Can you
machines
start
to
where?
be able to, let's say, Ultra Arcade Edition comes out.
There
Now
it
they don't
is.
have to buy the-
Arcade Edition is finally.
Yeah, what that means
It's gonna be in
basically
the
is that the
arcades.
U.S. will no
Street
longer be
Fighter
able to win
5.
anything in Street Fighter 5.
The turret
because
said
the Japanese are gonna
announced.
destroy us.
Long have we waited for this
because
day.
we have
Not
we have
in-
no
not
arcade scene
to be
whatsoever.
determined.
Those
It is
machines are going to
determined
be out there.
2019.
There'll be around one, I'm sure.
There will be one at
I
round
mean,
one
there will,
probably.
but I think they're still gonna get the updates.
Hey,
for
Tokito's
the
in the
for at least
video
a few
himself,
months.
Street Fighter
So,
4.
Those beep beeps.
So, I mean, that's like, no. Where does it show anywhere where that was announced? As Capcom
Points,
Fighters.
does it
It
know
doesn't show though.
No.
Yeah.
Want to check comments or anything? Or?
There it
Nah.
is.
Darkstalkers 2. There we
Finally,
go.
It's gonna be in the
Someone said in the
arcades.
chat, Darkstalkers 2.
Street Fighter 5.
So yeah,
The turret, it said announced.
SNK leaks. We're already
Long
past
have
this.
we waited.
What is this? Where are you at? There we go. Yeah, so Street Fighter 5 is now going to be in the arcades. That's cool. Yeah, we will probably find ourselves one in round one or something like that, which is cool. Maybe we'll try to import one around here. That'd be kind of dope too. But the cool thing about it, if you saw that also that USB port, you can come in with your pad
Oh my.
and plug up, which is cool. It's never been done before, where pad
Luffy's
players
gonna
can
have a
actually
ball
go
with
to the
that.
arcade edition, to the actual arcades to
Yeah.
play these arcade editions, or even your own stick. Maybe you don't like the actual buttons on there, or maybe they're busted. You can bring your own sticks.
I meant to tell you. So when I went to AVGC last weekend, or 2 weeks ago, you guys would have loved it. They put Dragon Ball in an arcade machine, and it
Dope.
felt so weird because it's like
To
it
sit
was
down.
right. It was like I was like, granted, I need my sparking button, but I was like playing it and it felt smooth. It had big LCD monitors or whatever in it.
Did it have a lot of lag?
No, I didn't feel any. Whatever they did the right type of monitors. But not only that, it just felt like I was back in that old school arcade feel. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna bust this person's ass, man. I really felt it. But that was really cool. And
He got bodied afterwards.
man, it was at a
Sure.
convention,
He uses
a cosplay convention. I used whoever I wanted at that point. But
So you did get bodied?
no,
Oh, okay.
I got 4th place in CrashTag.
I think he needs a
Leave me alone.
sensu bean.
But
Yeah.
no, overall, I thought it was really
They
cool.
call
I
that
just wanted to
Chrome
share
Assist.
that little tidbit because we were talking about arcades.
So on top of that, we have a new costume.
Yeah.
Someone got the star screen.
Yeah, that is a wing on him.
Yeah,
right?
that's him. Yeah,
okay.
he's got upgraded. So Mecha Geef has been upgraded to now an aerial model.
You know it'd be hilarious
Mm.
when he does the air
You can see
command
the
grabs.
He's
It's
like boosters or something.
Yeah,
That'd be
something-
sick.
If you,
you know?
I
That'd be
mean,
sick.
you could see it though. It's pretty cool. The big difference is that from the artwork.
From the artwork to it, yeah. But this is like
This is
a
the original. Right?
yeah,
Street
the
Fighter
original
4, yeah.
joint. But the weird thing about it is like this new one has like Shadowloo written all over it. So
Oh, yeah.
and if
Oh,
you look
yeah.
at the original Mecha one, it didn't. So this is like some weird Shadowloo version of Geef,
He has
or a
missiles.
Geef robot from Shadowloo, which is pretty ill.
I do
but
like the color palette on this one.
I
a
don't
lot
think
more.
there's an announcement as to the dates or anything to
Damn.
it yet.
There
September
absolutely
27.
is. So
I'm
September
a liar. It's
Extra
today.
battle mode tomorrow.
Oh, it's an extra battle mode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
extra battle gets updated every Thursday. So
Gotcha.
I think today is the last day for your Cami
Fiona.
color for Fiona.
Yep, for
Yeah.
Fiona,
Which I missed entirely.
which a lot of people are liking.
Don't worry, my roommate got all of them. You're good.
Oh yes, he does
Yeah.
get everything. Spends a lot of money for that.
Yeah. So definitely something to look forward to if you guys still like
Yeah.
your.
So if you're
Geef,
listening, get right now, boot up the PlayStation, get into the Street Fighter 5, get into the extra battle mode, and start working on that Geef.
That's tomorrow.
No, when they're listening to us.
Oh
Okay, so
yeah,
we are-
exactly.
We're slightly on the same page
Next
with the
level.
randoms. I just want you to know that.
Next level. What happened?
We got a lot of the same things on the randoms, but
Oh, did
got
we?
a little bit more. But we're close. We're close.
We're close.
I left one or two things out.
You're
So,
killing me, Smalls.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
All right. So, actually, yeah, that's going to end us on the Fighters Corner. We're going to go
Ooh,
right
I
into
thought I would
our
never make it out.
randoms of the FGC, where we're just going to talk about just that, random tech, random tidbits here and there. There's one thing I didn't put on there that we'll slightly touch on. It's a very sensitive topic, but it's something that we can't really ignore. But in the meantime, before that, yeah.
Oh, dear.
But before that, we're actually going to go and jump into this GitHub page where there is an automatic replay system.
Yes. I just found out about this morning as well. And I was very curious to what per se this affects. Because, like, I read into it. It says it's good for if you're
3
doing,
games.
Huh?
It's for 3 games.
Yeah, so it's doing those long set recordings, which is great. I think it's a great feature, but is it going to get me banned?
I said 3 games. I mean, like 3 specific games it works with.
Oh, I thought you meant like a set.
No, it works.
For a long set,
it works with BB Tag. It works for Blaze and Guilty.
I thought it was right. Was it? Oh, okay.
No, I'm thinking. No, one of them is. You're right. One of them's different. Go down. I think it actually shows. Are we in the GitHub or?
Oh, in the GitHub.
Yeah, if you click on the GitHub, if you then scroll to right down there, it is Skullgirls. There we go. Skullgirls, Rivals of Aether, and Blaze Blue CrashTag. Those are the 3.
Because they said they have a lot of that concept in Skullgirls already, and I know in them fighting herds, they have that replay functionality to send to your friends and stuff. So,
but there's different things that it adds to it. If you look actually in the README underneath, so for Skullgirls, it'll display the hitboxes, it'll display the inputs and attack data as well. And in Blaze Blue CrashTag, it will like hide the windows and bars right now. It's still very early. It's just that it got now. It's actually compatible with that game. So as progression on this actual program continues, you're gonna see the hitboxes, the hurt boxes, all that kind of fun stuff.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Just to help study your game. If you want to look at matches that you've had before or recorded.
See why something whiffed.
Exactly.
Exactly. Everything.
Yeah, it's just a little tidbit. I came across that. I didn't know it was a thing for a while now. It's actually been ongoing for a good minute now. I mean, the fact that it's been supporting Skullgirls for as long as it has, and Rivals of Aether, super rando. It just came up. So the fact that it hit Blaze Blue is what was enough to project it out into to the mainstream to get exposed. So yeah, if you want to get your game on, get your recordings, at least check out your matches. Yeah, you can go ahead and download that. It is free. It is on the GitHubs. It is automatic replay viewer. Oh, this one was I found this one on my phone over the weekend.
Oh, yes, I did too.
So Devil May Cry, the director, has had an interesting interview. Sat down with, who is the actual, I think it's these guys right here, DualShockers. Yeah, this is the interview right here. With DualShockers, and, they were just interviewing about Devil May Cry 5 specifically. Hideaki Itsuno then kind of talked about how he is just like a big fighting game fan, so there was plenty of other games that he had in mind, and it is just an old head's just dream come true to hear this. Like, and I quote, he says, if he was allowed, he would love to make Rival Schools 3, Dragon's Dogma 2, Capcom vs. SNK 3, Street Fighter Alpha 4, and Power Stone 3.
How the hell?
Even said Street Fighter 6.
Alpha 4? Who we gonna have in
Alpha
that?
would be
How does that even fit in the
disgusting.
storyline?
But anyway, the main focus of that from that was the Rival Schools, because it kind of did. He talked about how like in Japanese culture, like high school is like it's usually 3 years, and Rival Schools did have two actual entrants. They had the original United by Fate and then Project Justice, which never made it to the States. And Project Justice did take place after the first one.
Was it on Dreamcast?
Yes, it was still on Dreamcast. It just never made it over here.
They remade the first one on PlayStation.
Yes. That was an amazing port because it had an arcade version and then it had a specific version for consoles, and you got both. It was sick.
Everybody had the second CD where everybody was brainwashed.
Yeah. That was the joint.
I'm in there.
Good old
but yeah, he talked more about Rival Schools 3 because he felt like it'd be cool. Like he already envisioned like it would be the final chapter of it, and considering it's 3 years and 3 years of school, they should like finish on them graduating. It would just kind of just put things all into perspective, full circle kind of deal, which I am fully for. If you were anyone that that grew up with fighting games around that time when it was hot, it took a lot of quotes from the golden Capcom formula. The main character had black hair and was represented with blue color. His rival was blonde and had red. You saw Street Fighter Love in there. You saw Sakura in there. This was where she went to school at. apparently her principal, or excuse me, I can't even say principal. I can't remember my man's name, or rather his
Hideo?
job.
Hideo?
Yeah, it was the Hideo, because he
Yeah.
always hung out with the nurse, but he was like basically old Ryu.
Yeah, he was.
He like
I thought he was more Akuma.
because he also had the aerial fireball. But no, I'm saying older Ryu, so he
guess.
learned all the
Batsu's
tricks.
Ryu. And Hinata's just another.
Batsu kind of is
Sakura.
Ryu as well, but like him specifically, he reminded me more of Ryu.
But see, here's the
than
thing.
Batsu.
It makes sense because if you think about it, the connection's so strong with all Street Fighter characters.
Yeah.
Hinata, even though Hinata was like
Tiffany was
supposed to be
Cammy.
Sakura. Oh yeah, you're right.
Rory
Tiffany
was
was
more
definitely-
Ken than.
Rory was
everyone
definitely
else.
Ken.
Yeah.
But
Oh
here's-
yeah, definitely.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Sakura actually met with Hinata before.
What a nostalgia
Yep.
trip, by the
So
way.
I mean, they go to the same school. That means Ibuki went to the same school. So at the
Yeah,
end of the
like
day,
they could do all kinds of really cool
dude,
cross
like,
characters
having
play
a
and
game
such.
opens up doors for doing another
Telling
school
you,
year,
man.
and it might be able to tell a better story for Street Fighter at this
It's all
point.
about tag.
Where they went.
It's
Yeah.
all about tag games.
Yeah,
for
and
quite
it
some
was
time.
a tag game. It was a really interesting tag game in which there was no assist, but there were like assist supers. Depending on your character, you would get either a really dope ass just sequence
Meter
of
buff
moves,
or
or you would get
health
the meter
buffs.
buffs. You
Yep.
get the back crack. And you're like life up, life
Oh, that
up.
was-
Yo, that was my. And you're like, and then run away.
The
I like the
nurse.
chick with
godlike.
the violin.
Godlike.
She knows play the music.
Yep.
Oh,
Nah,
Yeah.
my brother loved Akira.
The Akira, she
And
be
with the mask too.
she would be. I think Akira should be the main character. Really,
Yeah. And Daigo.
was his name Daigo?
His name was
It-
Daigo.
it's-
I always
No,
thought it was
it's Diego.
Diego.
Wasn't it
was
Diego?
Daigo.
It's Diego.
Her brother.
It was Daigo.
Her
The
bro-
buff dude.
her-
the guy right in the top
D-I-E-G-O.
corner. It's Daigo.
I'm pretty sure
Wait,
it's
He's
D-I-G-O.
all the way
Buffett.
back there, isn't he?
Daigo
no,
is
no.
the brother.
Daigo's
isn't
the
it?
dude with the
That's
the S
Hio.
on his
That's
face.
Hio. That one's Hio.
Oh, okay.
That
No,
guy's Hio.
well-
That's the one with the demon sword.
Hayo, demonized Hayo. That's
Demon
where
Hayo,
that's
but the
that's
people
where.
all the way in the back in that top corner is part of Akira and Diego's or Daigo's
I know what
school.
you're talking. I know who you're
I
talking
know
about.
who you're
He had
talking, but
the
that's
scar.
her brother.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
there's like
yeah.
a big history on that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of family ties in that
Then
game.
you had the
Yeah.
soccer dude. Then you had
Yes.
baseball Batman. He'd be like, Western Union?
It wasn't
No.
Shin. Yeah, yo, oh my
to say
god,
Edge.
it's the Jack Day. Yo, that was my
He'd be like,
shit. son. All right. Anyway. So DMC5 is winning in many different levels.
What a
I hope
nostalgia
that
trip,
I hope
man.
the director just kills it in Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah.
Because then
He's gonna be
Capcom will be like, "Yo, you make us money. What do you want to do?" You'll be like, "Rival Schools 3. Let's go."
And put all the damn DMC
Everybody
characters in it.
put all the Devil May Cry characters in
Wasn't
it.
there Benimaru in Rival Schools?
No,
No, it was a
he
guy
looked
that
a guy that looked like
yeah.
him. He had a knife and
You're talking
everything,
about
and he
Edge,
had the hair.
Edge, there you go.
His name actually was Edge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was part of the gang of Akira's brother. Like it was like one of his
Yeah,
right
the
hand
big
guys.
sumo
Purple.
green guy.
That was the other guy.
He's
Yeah.
part of
Sumo
Purple
Green guy.
Gang. That's how I like.
Oh man, yo.
Yeah,
God,
that nostalgia trip
nostalgia
was
trip.
serious.
I'm
And then Batsu's dad was like the or like a big lion dude.
Do you want to save that for the last part,
right. Yeah,
or
that was him. He was like the principal for another school.
Do you want to save
ridiculous.
that one for the last part of the randoms, or do you want to
What
just
part?
jump into it?
Which one?
That
This?
the third one.
Oh, this isn't much. Like
I mean, I liked it. I actually enjoyed it.
I didn't listen to the whole thing. I got a good part of it in. So it was just something that
didn't
came
get
up.
to
So
hear it, but-
Event Hubs has his own podcast, Event Hubs podcast, and they just had Mike Ross on it. It was interesting because he got to talk about his whole journey, him being, the personality that he was, why he stepped away.
Yeah.
By the way, we are recording this on a Wednesday night fights here in Philadelphia, PA at Local Host Arena. So if you're hearing buttons pressed, screams, people getting mad and not
Hype.
getting their Korean backdashes on,
Oh, yeah.
Tekken's getting kind of fierce right now.
Yes.
Anyway.
It's getting kinda
Yeah.
four.
So Mike Ross was on the podcast. He just dropped some really interesting knowledge.
Yeah.
I thought it was very interesting. It was really cool, especially hearing about how the Pro Talk, the show that he was very prevalent on Twitch, he
That put more
supported
into it
that.
than Capcom. did.
Capcom like was like, it's not profitable. We don't care for it yet. It's not like they didn't even put an investment into it. They didn't put any money in it. It was all Mike, and then to get kind of the shaft like that, it's just kind of opens your eyes, like, gets you woke a little bit, right? So feel free to go check that out. It is on Event Hubs. It is their latest podcast. We just want to give them a shout out for that one.
I'll just say real quick because I heard the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
I think everything he tries to not speak on, he tries to not be very persuasive. He tries to be objective about everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see him say no comment on a lot of things. Don't take it personal, he'll tell you. And I don't think anybody should. I think he handles himself the right way. And he's just trying to get back into the community to play games that he enjoys. So just listen to it.
Here's the
worth
problem, man. Like, he started up with so much promise. Like, he wanted to be in this thing so bad, to the point where, remember in that documentary, his dad was like, just do what you got to do, and then, you know, like, do what you got to do first. You know, he was like, finish your studies first, then do whatever you want to do, and I'll support you. And that was great. And, like, it was the golden child, and then he just got tired of what it was becoming.
I mean, I don't blame him. Look, you start off in the beginning, you're building something up to be something, and then somebody walks in, like, I'll tell you this. He says, somebody walks in and says, hey, I got $1 million for you. Let's call it esports. Ready to go? And it's like, that's scary for anybody. You don't know what that means.
I think it just became too big.
So
it's interesting. Go take a listen to it. At the end of the day, his biggest thing was, you know, keeping true to himself, which is what everybody should be doing, no matter what.
Evo, right?
Yes, he entered Evo.
17th with Axel in Guilty Gear.
Crazy, right?
Sick.
Yeah,
as
let's go, Mike Ross.
Waxel.
Ooh,
Waxel, that was his name. It was super random.
Now I finally updated everything, so you'll be able to see, guys.
Dude, you like tripled the amount of stuff that was in there.
I told you I had stuff, man.
All right, I'm going to let you take the reins because I have no idea about this other stuff.
But it's important stuff because this is going to open up some doors.
Okay.
So right now, something to note is Microsoft and Sony have been talking, which is very important because we can see some real big crossplay.
Yep.
With Dragon Ball being a big, prominent game it is, the way it is, we're seeing Street Fighter get even bigger. And they don't want to keep splitting the reins between the two. So, yeah, okay, maybe sales aren't what you want, but crossplay is...
Xbox is just trying to survive.
Yeah, dude.
It doesn't have Street Fighter, so already off the bat, it's like, what are you cross-playing into? Nothing.
Between Nintendo, PC, doing their own thing and doing perfectly fine, and then you got Sony who's just running everything for tournament and outside tournament.
I think it was just a certain position Microsoft was in that they had to just give that leeway to.
I'm just surprised they didn't go after Nintendo and try to connect. So.
Well, they did for, as it says right here, for Minecraft.
Well, Fortnite is probably going to
that's like Minecraft.
Connected as well.
Mm-hmm.
But Fortnite's opening up doors, PC and also consoles for Sony right now.
They won't open up Destiny though.
No, there's no need to. That's their exclusive. So
Bungie's like, nope.
But that's just something to keep in mind that we
might see down the line.
Crossplay. So. Coming off of the crossplay, guys, Dissidia. I mean, we know what happened this past few weeks, dude. I got everything. Trust me.
No, okay.
They're gonna be adding from the original Dissidia Final Fantasy. They're gonna be adding some of the music. You'll be able to hear it if you guys want to check it out. It's on the Square Enix page. So they throw back some old school music. They update it. They actually keep the classical. They have the classical stuff. They do bring it in. Keep the original. Bring it into Final Fantasy Dissidia NT. So you'll be able to hear a lot of different tracks and whatnot. You won't be able to
I saw 7 in
there.
Hold
on, nope,
Record Scratch Remix.
So these are all the classics.
That's some solid picks.
Can I just reminisce a little bit? No. Here's why. I'm not going to just sit here and listen. What I want to say is that I like that they're putting that song in, and more obscure songs, because for me, I feel like songs that I can fight to, or let's just enjoy more.
Get you hyped with?
Are songs that only come up once when you're playing an RPG.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Real quick, did you get to watch SCR's not SCR, CEO Taku's Dissidia?
No, I didn't.
We're gonna talk about that on our own time, though.
Okay, so we'll talk about that.
I want to spitball that.
No, I definitely want to look at it.
Yes, we might have to do that.
There you go.
So another big thing that's coming back, and I'm actually okay with this because you guys do know there's other shows out there.
Yes.
But Capcom
talk about Capcom supporting, right?
No, this is actually a show.
I know. Talk about them support. Did they have an investment in this too?
They do. They have their hands in this, unfortunately.
Esports Arena. Is this the one out in...
Esports Arena, remember Vegas, but that was not the Vegas one.
But this is not the Vegas one, though.
So essentially, Capcom Connect is a... I'm not going to talk about the Esports Arena. More or less, their show is going to be strictly about Capcom information. So updating updating on what's going on at the events. It's like ESPN for Street Fighter 5.
Well,
that's really it.
Yeah. What's wrong, Dre? Speak to me.
I mean, how much? Besides big events, like what else are they reporting on? Are they gonna go out to local scenes and start doing shit like, yo?
This is a restart back up for them. They originally had this before, and I guess it crashed and burned, and now they're trying to bring it back.
Yeah, it was called Pro Talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's basically what it was. I mean, okay, Pro Talk had more personality and stuff like that in it,
maybe
but
it's
like,
gonna probably be
if
the
this
same,
is
more-
just
it's refined.
create a show that highlights all facets of the Street Fighter community. See,
This sounds like what they do for like League of Legends and stuff like that. That's what I'm kind of getting to feel more than anything. And they have like those in betweens.
interesting.
But I just wanted to bring it to attention that Street Fighter was gonna have something a little bit more,
Yeah,
I
they
guess,
had something
dedicated
yesterday.
for them.
Okay, so it'll cover events and news that occur the week before or will occur the week after, including the Capcom Pro Tour tournaments, player interviews, new feature and content announcements, fan art and cosplay submissions,
That's
and
so
matches
weird.
between pro players and local talent that you'll want to watch. Between grudge matches and matches with special rules, such as only being able to use specific characters you'll find. Sounds like fucking
the TV
wow.
show.
exactly.
Sounds like they're.
It sounds like their shit. Play
not
with your
Cross Assault.
play with
Cross
your
Assault was good.
play with your controls
the
backwards.
E-League stuff. They're taking
Yeah.
ideas
Yeah,
from
that's what I'm
E-League
saying.
with the
Challenger.
boss.
So
yeah.
it's
Challenger.
just pulling
So,
what they had before.
If I can be real quick and honest,
Um,
I'm not a fan. And you know why? Because
it's gonna be all West Coast people.
yeah, yes, yes,
Yeah,
It-
good
exactly.
response.
Not even just West Coast, but at the same time, they're not showing any. Well, yeah, they're not even showing any love to East Coast, especially since
As
this
far as
whole-
we
the
know,
whole
I'm just
Capcom-
saying like
We don't know how
I'm
far
sorry.
Okay, I know,
stretches right
I know. It's
the whole Capcom Cup thing on NEC Day was, for me, that kind of like, not just took me by
that was a
surprise.
big fu, huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it was, because they're not even a ranking event over here, and other than like CEO and I don't know, Red
ECT,
Bull. Red Bull. ECT is just ranking, not Premier. I meant Premier.
like not
There's no
Premier,
Premier.
yeah.
Final round.
Final. That's so south.
That's
It's like
South,
they
baby,
have to
Northeast,
because it's only
Northeast.
20,
I know what you mean.
20 years old. You
I
know?
just I don't think there's been anything that's been connected to do it. That's pretty much it. Nothing that there are stuff that should
I'd
be
say-
connected. NEC should have just
I
been
feel
it.
I feel like we should just do. You know what the homework's gonna be? That we're gonna watch the show. We're gonna look at them, and then we're just gonna copy their whole show. But we're gonna do it for all of FGC.
Sure.
No, it's
Pretty
like
much,
I
yeah.
get it. It's
No,
Capcom because they can only do it for
that's-
their own platform. But dude, like, how much Street Fighter can you be talking about? There's like
I would
so many
die.
other games to talk about.
I'd
Yeah.
break my own legs and then
There's so much more
Yeah.
talent out there. There's so much more tech. Like it's so pigeonholed. Like it's so hard to see this being a show that, like, will it continue? Sure.
I just
but
it's like
like-
ESPN. It's just an ESPN that I don't really want to watch. It's like the Golf Channel.
What's up, Slim? I heard you went up to Battle Circuit. Yeah, how'd you do in Battle Circuit? No? Bad anxiety? All right, we'll talk later. We'll talk
Cool.
later.
We're just gonna. All right.
So
Cool. We're just showing.
just a
our-
few more guys. We're just gonna burn.
Just
through
talking to the
them real
homies
quick.
out here. That's all.
Yeah.
So, if you are a fan of Blaze Blue Central Fiction,
Yep. Too late.
Yeah.
they did announce the Switch
Special edition.
edition. Special
Uh-huh.
edition.
Ready? Do it before he
So-
goes.
With that being said, we're gonna get it for the Switch. It's gonna be updated with some new things, so the Switch will just have its own custom version. They haven't really released too much of information. I mean, it's kind of like still in the wraps about how they want to release everything, but after all the other releases, Tokyo Game Show kind of just talked about it very briefly. So something to look forward to if you guys want
Yeah.
Central Fiction for the on the go. So
It's good.
other than that,
Oh, well, too late.
we're gonna real quick jump into Jump Force.
Hey, yeah. This
didn't
was an
intend
interesting
that.
trailer.
But you guys know how I feel about this game. I'm actually gonna promote it and say, just go try it. Okay?
Hey, you know,
it can't be that bad.
there is
Mezza's
a beta
Inner
sign-up.
Weeb is gonna come out
Yes.
really hard for this
You
game.
know, they're adding.
Oh wait, they announced
There's a beta.
Yusuke.
We'll get to it.
Oh, okay.
Yusuke and Toguro.
Yes.
I can't hear anything.
You can't hear the game?
I can't hear y'all. I hear
Oh yeah, no, you won't be able to.
So right now, I think this looks really solid. This is kind of what we can see, especially with a lot of the new additional characters. But I do like these characters. They are really. This is a original jump of cards, but they also have Soa, wasn't, but also characters.
I think the stage is
Well, I mean, that's also probably the game is very dark. They also have
That 100%.
That's what that is?
so this is their first big trailer since Yugi. Does it look good? I don't know. I
Those
personally don't
particle
know.
effects are at like 12 right now. Holy
Everything just
crap.
seems over the top with this game. But
Yeah.
guys, that is the new trailer that came out for Jump Force with the Yu Yu Hakusho cast. not only
Yusuke, the boy.
do you guys actually get to see a new trailer, you also get a chance to sign up. Yes, it is a closed beta. You have to sign up. Do it now. It's very random, but it's going to be on October 12th to 14th.
I signed up
you'll
twice.
be able to learn and play in the closed beta for PS4 and Xbox One only. But I say try it.
I signed up for PS4 and Xbox because last time I signed up for Xbox for Dragon Ball, I got in there really easily.
Did you?
Nobody signed up for Xbox.
Yeah,
that's why.
it's a smart move.
Yeah,
that's why it's not booming on that console. But yeah, definitely
Makes
something
sense.
to look forward to, guys, if you want to. But I do have one more thing for that.
What
I
is
don't
it?
know why Jump Force has so much stuff that they wanted to announce. But if you are really big and you've already tried the game at other locations, they are doing a $259 collector's edition for the Xbox One, PS4, and PC
my brother
that you
would
can
love
pre-order.
that statue.
It will come with, I believe,
Statue is kinda
exclusive
nice.
all three. I don't know if it comes with all three, but I think it's going to come with all three. Well, yeah, I think they're all connected on one little statue.
One pedestal.
Could you imagine if it's just for? Wait, it's only on 2 platforms, right?
Oh, it's also on
Then
PC.
never mind. Then never mind.
It's also on
oh, it's
PC.
also no, it's not. It doesn't say it on the bottom.
Yeah, it shows it here and PC.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
in your
I
face.
think the collector's edition is not
right
PC.
here.
So collector's edition is probably only Xbox One and PS4.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it is going to come with a steel book, 3 artboards, and of course, you know, the
Goku
statue.
looks weird in that picture.
I like
you
it.
see it?
I don't like how he's looking away. Maybe he
it's
looks
probably the
better
eye.
ahead.
No, like this looks a little.
Oh,
Oh, that picture.
Yeah.
He looks like demonic, but I think it's all the particle effects.
It's
that
don't
you're talking about.
particle
Yeah.
effects, bro. They just
That's
say
big.
crank them,
So
Big on
shady.
that.
crank
It sort of
them,
looks like Ultimate Marvel. I mean, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
like the cinematic.
The realistic kind of Haggard looking thing.
Oh, okay.
You know how Haggard looks?
It just reminds me of the cinematic from Ultimate
Yeah.
3. Like you just remember the entire intro, how it
Everything
all
just-
looked. Everything was super high in
Sorry,
particles and
Oh,
just.
like when Ryu was doing his.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Oh, Ultimate Marvel 3 intro?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, exactly.
So, because I was told I need to promise you guys that I would bring you some tech. I have fortunately found more tech than I wanted to. So I'm gonna run through it really quick. It's actually cheap stuff, really good for you guys.
got 2
This is the
minutes.
plug
No,
and
I'm
play
kidding.
hardware talk. Actually, usually this is how much time he gives me. So
Yeah, it's like it.
the Ugreen Ether net adapter. So this is something really big for the Switch right now. Now that you guys are gonna be paying for online, you don't want to lag. Get your Switch adapter. Don't lag other people. Really cheap. It's like $12. Get it on Amazon, guys. So definitely something to look into. Really simple to set up.
Easy. What else you got?
Cute.
So I got the Powerade Joy-Con and Pro controller charging dock. About $10 because of the shipping, but if you got, you know, Amazon Prime, I'm pretty sure you cut that shipping out $6, $5. You know what I mean? Not bad. It has a really cool design because you can slide your Joy-Cons on the side, charge your controller at night.
I dig it.
I'm for this design. You know, I like it. It's very
was-
simple.
$5?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. The Joy-Cons need to be charged, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if you're liking this one, I'm gonna kick you with another one that
Say
actually
you gonna
is
kick
a
me
little
with
bit more
another.
efficient if you have like
Kick my
multiple
wallet.
switches, like my house has.
Okay.
It's kind of hard, man. But you need a
Privilege over
charger,
here.
a real charger for the Switch, you know, Joy-Cons.
He'd say, I have multiple Joy-Cons.
We do. We have like 16. All right, we really don't.
It's for those parties too. Like when it's
Exactly.
more than a bunch of us together, you just have to like.
playing-
I gotta charge up.
Super Mario Party, you
Swap it in.
know, 8, 9, whatever the hell we're on now at this point, 10.
It's just going to be Super Mario Party. They
Um,
gave up.
It's
like
just gonna be
Mortal Kombat.
Bowsette Party because that's all I've been seeing on my feed for the past 2 days.
That's why I
Yeah.
left that shit.
Yeah.
out.
Some of those are dope as shit.
Yeah, no, some of
Yes.
them are, and then some of them are just like, why
Some
you
of them
doing
are
this?
just some of them are straight up closed the
So,
laptop.
some of those retweets are just showing a lot of people's business right now. I'm just like, word, bro.
Yeah, and
Oh,
these
I didn't
are
know.
licensed products by Nintendo. by
this
Nintendo,
one is.
So that's
Okay, good.
important to notice. So both the Joy-Con ones were, and this one's cool because it kind of just at the top shows you when the charge ready and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, and it's a little bit more expensive, but it's on sale, so it's kind of something you might want to pick up if you're a tournament organizer. This might be something you might want to go with.
Yeah, might not be a bad idea.
So, and of course,
What do we
last
got?
but not least, I gotta kick more Switch stuff for you guys because why not?
Hori.
Here's the thing.
Yeah,
this is a
yeah, that's
certified,
right.
licensed,
Yep.
official Nintendo product.
It's by Hori.
And it's cheap. That's what's confusing me, all right?
Yeah, that is.
So they had an
Very.
original docking station that was really flimsy, and it was third party. I think Nintendo was like, we don't like it. This I actually really like because the platform for it in general seems to be a little bit more sturdy. It is like the Mac. It's more like the Chromebook type style setup where you sit it up or whatnot.
Okay.
And because it's certified by Nintendo, I feel like I would be getting my money's worth for once. So their accessories are usually on point.
Okay,
Hories?
yeah.
No, well, not Hories,
Nintendo.
but Nintendo when they they license something, usually they go through that whole like process. This has to
that QA stuff.
But it just takes one person to be like, wait, how does this work? Crack.
And it also has a slot so you can actually plug your charger in and just keep it.
And leave it.
No,
Damn.
be effective. So this is something.
Shout outs to the Hori team for thinking that one through.
Well, I am looking through the market for a Nintendo Switch. So
what was that like? About 2 minutes and 5 seconds.
No, you went over.
Your 2 minute 2 minute hardware talk.
Yeah.
Come on, we got sidetracked a little bit, but guys, that's the plug and play for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Something quick and cheap to pick up.
I like it.
I feel like we're just like bulldozing through
Can't hear you when
our
you talk over there.
Well, I had to bulldoze through the plug and play, man. It's a lot of Switch stuff.
Was there another random we wanted to talk about?
There was, but I think I'm just gonna leave it be. It was kind of touchy on whether or not I wanted to even open up that can of worms.
Yeah, no.
I kind of want to stay away from it.
Especially on this episode, which is our 100th episode. I'm the one.
Hey,
you gotta be the 0.
Okay, I guess we're going with the
go like that.
zero.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, you guys could have done this.
Yeah, I was gonna do that, but then he went with the O.
Oh, my bad. All right,
went with the
cool.
the
No, go
heart.
ahead, do it. And then We can't see Dre's face though.
Episode 100.
We all have glasses on, so we can just say like this.
Yeah, right. Episode 100. I didn't feel like bringing that subject up. So this is now going to be our focus attack, guys, where we're going to talk about a specific subject. Normally, we do something that's going to turn your gears in your head, and kind of have a discussion about. But really, because this is our 100th episode, I kind of thought it'd be kind of cool to do something a little special, and we talk a little bit on the history of the show, kind of look back. We've done this for a while now. We can reminisce a little bit, but also talk about, what we're looking forward to doing, what our kind of direction's going, and we're going to reveal some our first set, I guess, of – it's not going to be our first set of merchandise because we already have a shirt and a hoodie that has a Double Tap logo on it, but we have some artwork that we want to show off that we had commissioned that's going to be up on a shop real soon.
Oh, yeah.
Well, first of all, so it's interesting. 100 episodes, man. Like, I would not think.
Yeah.
Double Tap 0 on, I think it was like August of.
You got me on that one. I'm gonna be honest.
2013, 2014, whenever MKX dropped. Before MKX dropped, because one of our first episodes was like the Kung Lao reveal for MKX.
Ooh.
Like that far back.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure Cloud was going.
We went from a show that we did once a month. Remember those? Remember the months? Once a month, we would cover an entire month's worth of FGC news in one show. It would be 2.5 hours long or longer every time, bro. And we always had to filter really hard. Yeah. So this show came about just little backstory. Mash Those Buttons is where this show came from originally. It always started as a podcast. Mash Those Buttons is owned by a friend of mine, Jared, also known as Ja. If you watch Watchpoint Radio, you'll see him there. He's actually the owner of Mash Those Buttons. We had been friends for a long time now. He came way back to when I used to run tournaments. Is when I first met him.
Charity events, all that.
Events, all that good stuff. Remember that? So eventually, they were looking for content, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to do a fighting game podcast?" They had WoW already. They had the Mashcast, which was like your general video game stuff. Yeah. They had, like I said, WoW Talk was one of the bigger ones because they were just one of the more popular WoW podcasts. They had several other ones. And, yeah, he came up to me and was like, "Hey, do you want to do one?" I was like, "Sure." I was like, "Do you think you got an idea for a host?" I was like, "Yeah, somebody. Maybe might want to talk about it." Instantly went to Mezza, and then we had Mikey. Yeah. So it was the three of us, and Mikey was just someone else from either another podcast or just someone that Jared knew. Yeah. And we just got together and had absolutely no fucking idea as to how to run a show. Yeah. I hated hearing myself. I actually don't remember even listening to the podcast until maybe we were 14 or 20 episodes deep. I decided to listen to myself.
Still feel
I
that
listened
way.
to episode 5, and I was like, oh, nope, I can't do this
It's
anymore.
so bad. It's so bad.
Guys, I don't listen to the podcast. So once we do it, I don't listen to it again.
I don't really listen to myself.
It's
That's
scary.
the only reason.
It's weird, man. It's weird.
But
I've heard myself a couple times.
But yeah, that's how it started, and we just started like what do we do? What do we cover? Like at that point, we were still competing. We were both competing a lot. I was still playing a lot of Marvel. I was still playing a lot of Mortal Kombat, or rather a lot of Injustice, and then MKX. And
Who'd use Injustice 1? Harley?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's one of the better Harleys out here, actually.
You know what's funny? Through all that time, so you guys know, the show has changed vastly, like tremendously. We were more like a coverage kind of like group because we were always going out.
I
like
never knew when you were doing it, and we were
we
on the same team for a while.
Here's the funny thing. So on that note, like this show, I don't want to put specifics out there, but we actually get a lot of listeners out there, which for one, thankful for each and every one of you.
Absolutely.
But it's really surprising. I never went into the show expecting to have it grow as much as it has, and this is still like an underground show. We don't market this show at all. We haven't marketed it. We don't send it out there. We kind of left it as a secret that to people that come across it will listen to it. Only because A, we thought we sucked. 2, that's another reason. We try to play that off like, yo, like who the fuck's gonna listen to us? Why? But then the more
they still had cross counter at the time.
Cross counter was this thing. Yeah, it's like why do we want to compete with that? Even then, Ultra Chain I don't think was actually a thing yet.
Oh yeah.
Like we
they took our idea.
We did actually quite a bit of shows.
Yeah.
And we never marketed the show, and we still haven't. Actually, we're only just now in the early phases of getting our marketing plan together to start putting it out there. And it was just us talking, like having cats like Lil Evil on, and bullshitting with him about his gameplay and how he's doing, getting people the information that we've learned over time competitively. Casually, and just kind of be that bridge, because there was no show that did that. We just did it because okay, there might be people that might want to learn more.
I'll be honest, it was more fun because I guess when you have a span of a whole month to decide what you want to talk about.
Yeah, it was definitely
it was
different.
Endless almost.
So we went from a month to bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks and that was the norm for a while. And then eventually Ja was like, hey, you guys do like really well. Your viewership is really good for the podcast. You could, I know it sounds crude, but like you could double up on that if you do it weekly. But what he means is like you can send out more content, you get more people to listen, which inherently it did. We went weekly, and even more people started watching, or even more people started listening.
We were definitely getting hit with the time constraint again, because here's the thing.
Yeah.
When we moved from a monthly, I think it was were we doing it every Thursday it came out?
Yeah, we did it like 2 different days. Like Thursday was one. I think we did Wednesdays. Yeah. But for a while too, until we came back. Then we did Tuesdays.
When we did, that's when we were doing bi-weekly.
We did Tuesdays.
Yeah. And that was killing us because
either Tuesday or Thursday. Like, oh my God.
Everything was coming out on like Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah, we would get the announcements would happen then.
It was almost like we were behind 24/7.
Yep, that was the other part. That was the other part that pushed us, is because we would. If we missed a really big announcement one week, we'd be super pissed, because then we'd have to cover it the following week and hope to God nothing new happened. So we were like, going weekly, it gives us the most amount of coverage for anything that happens, and we can stay, I don't want to say stay prevalent, but, stay on the hot topics that people might want to hear about.
Exactly.
But still give us no one contractually, we didn't have any reason to go for any specific subject. We just did our thing. Like, we love fighting games. That was kind of like the end result. We had a passion for fighting games. We came from different kind of fighting games, and we have plenty of friends that play different kind of fighting games. So it only made sense for us to cover all of them, not just, let's just stay on Marvel. Let's just stay on Injustice. Like, no, that would pigeonhole you. And there's just so many of us. It isn't just one community. It's like a lot of communities. We've traveled all over, some internationally as well, to go to events. It's way bigger.
Yeah.
So we see it on a different scale.
My first time was after Evo Japan.
Evo Japan is when we brought you on, Gabe. And Gabe, funny enough, Gabe has always been with us. He was just never in the show.
He was
Gabe. Any tournament we were in competitively, or
Watch your mouth, man.
he was here. What'd you say?
Watch your mouth, man. You
Hey.
almost didn't finish my name. It's cool.
I almost didn't finish your name.
Yeah, I said Gabe, and then you were like, and then you stuttered, and I was like, whoa.
I wasn't trying to say like your last name. Well, Static G over here, like he was always at tournaments. So funny enough, he was always like truthfully, you were always kind of like in the back of my head, like, in case I ever have to go, I would probably bring Gabe in to kind of because there's just
why? The middle name.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Because we just always hung out. We always had those experiences. You know, we've been to tournaments together. We've crashed at each other's rooms plenty of times.
Yeah.
You know,
we used to be teammates, so it was
you guys were teammates for a while too.
Leave me. Thank you.
All that kind of good stuff.
It's weird. I saw the hand hit.
So you know, not in case anyone's ever wondering, Static Gorilla was never just like a random pick. He was just always in line. It's just
always there.
Timing.
Always
Timing.
losing, but always there. Right?
Timing.
I love it though. Because
he has the biggest amount of heart when it comes to it.
I just love it because he went from being a guest to actually be like becoming a host.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I'm here.
Yep.
So tell me what to say.
So the show just like sprung up. It kept going, dude, and it's rough. Like running a podcast consistently. Like, there's no money to be made here. We haven't, like, are there avenues that we can go? Yes. But, like, we kind of never really cared to. It was always like, it's just our show.
I think the first time we got checked, and this is so you guys know, we got checked really hard by Ja. He was like, so, like, are you guys a TMZ style group? Or are you, like, what are you doing? Like, what do you want to do with your – and we looked at each other. We were like, yeah, we're definitely not TMZ. We're not covering shit like that. So
no,
I mean,
man, we're just talking. We're just talking because the other thing that influenced the way we just are is, this is the closest the fighting games have been in the esports. It's like been this whole journey, even before the show, even before we started on the show, huh?
It's been a slow progression.
It has been, but those that are in the scene would have noticed the signs very early on, and I think I can speak for us that we kind of did see it. So the show itself just kind of evolved to like, well, if we ever do go esports, this is still the underground show. This is still the show that'll just say whatever the fuck we want to say.
Yeah.
Because we have no sponsors to kind of be like, what is it? To live up to their contracts. We don't have Capcom to answer to. We don't have to. This is just us being able to talk. Yeah. Capcom can't give us a cease and desist on that. Yeah. We don't use their fucking any of their content. I mean, sure, did we show it here on stream? Yeah, but we're doing commentary over it. That's like fair use shit.
Their quality is just as good as the shirt. It's falling apart, by the way.
Is
this is from even. No, look the.
Oh, it's got like holes in it. And
no,
stuff?
Just the
material.
The material, man.
All right, so basically the show just evolved into that spot where it's the avenue where we could have anyone come in and just talk and just.
Not feel restrained either.
Not at all. No. Like, we have no restraints on our show. We get people to come in. We want to hear the real answers from people, from players, their thoughts, their ambitions, how they really feel about certain games. And we're not like, oh, no, don't talk down about this game. No, fuck it. Like, we said if Dragon Ball – hopefully Dragon Ball is not ass. Like, we're like – hopefully it shouldn't be, but if it's ass, we're going to fucking say it's ass.
We're like, oh, it looks
Luckily,
good.
it turned out to be good.
Right now. I'm sorry.
Well,
to ass?
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'll keep it real with you. When we first
it's not the greatest, but
it
could be better.
We were like, okay, it could either flop and it'll look really bad for the community because the community don't got anything going on right now that's super hot besides Street Fighter 5 technically.
And even then,
that was still rough.
Hot trash Fighter 5, yeah.
Oof.
But I mean, I definitely felt like this is the first time being a part of a podcast because I've done other things before in the past. Nothing too as serious as this. This is the first time I've had to like commit. And it's like hard. It is.
It is, man. To commit 100 shows, 100 fucking shows, man.
It doesn't feel like 100. That's the crazy part.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. But at the same time, now I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, we really did do a lot of shows. It feels like more, honestly, because we did so many podcasts, like just us, from monthly to bi-weekly to weekly. The difference just makes you feel like, oh, I thought we were still doing monthly, so it feels like we're on our 50th episode.
Yeah.
But when you look at it,
for a while, it's kind of like, we're now nowhere near close. Then I started noticing, like, holy crap.
I mean,
we're hitting 100 soon.
Guys, we went from in our own homes to always talking about, yo, man, come over so we could do it.
Yeah, never happened, I think. I don't think I ever went to your place to record.
And I never went to yours.
You sure as hell never went to mine.
I was like, I was all the way up North Jersey, and finally when I moved to Philly, I was like, I can make it happen. And he was like, nah, man, we got a local host.
We got a spot now. Yeah, we got a home.
It was just perfect timing.
But and Gabe always showed up.
Sorry, I had to say something.
So not to rant, but like, the show's been interesting. It's gotten us involved with people. It's gotten us to talk with other community members.
Yeah,
Thor is currently knocking at our roof
like
right now.
Truck.
We'll see what happens. But it's just been an interesting journey. one I've never taken before because the responsibility was on us from the beginning. Like, Ja definitely was on our backs, like, consistent.
Yeah.
You know, he still kind of is now. But it was way worse. It used to be way worse.
Man.
We have come a long way. But it's been great because I feel like, you know, we've been able to provide something to people to listen to. You know, we've been approached, at least I know I've been approached several times from people that are like, hey, I listen to your show whether I go to work. I'm a truck driver. I go to tournaments, and it's 2 hours away. And remember when we got sent that screenshot and they actually put it on their radio to actually listen? Is very humbling. Because, you know, we're just trying to share our experiences over the years. You know, I've been playing fighting games since before 4. I've been playing Street Fighter. I love Street Fighter 2. I've been playing Street Fighter 2 forever. Mortal Kombat, everything. I was there when they dropped.
Played
like,
it at Pizza Hut.
You know, like, exactly. Pizza Hut, the arcades, the, like, as Yipes likes to say, the bodegas and shit. Like, it's legit.
Samurai Showdown at a 7-Eleven.
Samurai Showdown. You know what's funny? Samurai Showdown actually scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. And it was at my mom's job once, and I actually, like, ran from the cabinet when I got fucking, like, decapitated. I was, like, tripping out. I was a kid.
I played SVC Chaos once, and I was like, I'm never playing it again because I didn't understand how, like, everything just was dark in that game, and I was like, I don't feel comfortable because we were always in an arcade and it was bigger. I'm like short as hell, and there's like all these guys who were like taller, bigger than me, and they're like playing with my brother and my cousin. So I'm like, it's too much for me. Go home and play some games. But I mean, look, I think the biggest thing that people forget is we're human, so we will have our moments. You guys will see me on Twitter, like, just bust out and be like, I don't want to do shit anymore. And I've told Dre multiple times, and I want you guys to, like, understand, like, he told me he's gone through his phase. I've gone through mine. And, you know, I thought I've told Gabe multiple times. I was like, dude, I'm quitting tomorrow. I'm done. I was like, can't do this shit no more.
I was sliding in.
Gabe's like, yeah, you go ahead and do that. I'll take care of it. I'll take care of that.
I mean, at the end of the day, I will definitely say one thing that I definitely remembered was when the one dude said, we were talking about, I think it was not even old school games. We were just talking about overall set a few games, and the guy was like, man, thanks to you guys, you know, this got me back into fighting games, just remembering, like, what I like about them. And you know, after talking with you guys and everything, yes, guys, I'm not leaving the show. It's just
Shang Tsung clap.
I definitely had to re-fall in love with this again because it's like, yeah, for a while it gets very stressful when it stops being like.
When it stops being fun, it becomes work.
Yeah, like when it's
you don't want it to
monthly,
be work.
It's not that bad.
No,
when
but
it's weekly.
Yeah, it's weekly. You turn it up, man. But we've proven that we can do it. I'm glad we've been doing something right, considering, you know, people still listen, watch. We've been growing. I know, like, even the broadcast now, this is still very much an early phase of what it is. There's things that, you know, we want to get into. Like I said, we want. I want a segment called. I'm fighting between the time whether 2 or 5 minute, but I want to do like an actual video content to show that it's also going to be on the podcast. So you guys aren't going to get left out. The audio will still be in there. Where we're going to actually start grabbing community members that are competing now that could just give tips, like, because we can play as much as we can when we can fit time into it. You know, we do have lives as well. But, you know, some of these guys are friends, those that are pressing buttons, that are making it out there to do their top 24s, hitting up Battle Circuit, you know, doing well at big name tournaments, getting top 8s, winning Red Bull events. You know, those are the guys that will have a better insight than we do at times. So I kind of want a segment where I can put that into a quick 2-minute blurb or a 5-minute blurb where you can learn something. You can take away something else. I know people say that you still learn from our show, but I want to make sure, I want to guarantee that you will get something you can take somewhere. Because sometimes we'll just rant. Sometimes it is just drama during a week that we're covering, and it's like a bunch of bullshit. It does not help you mechanically. It does not help you theory craft at all. But I want to kind of make sure I can guarantee that every time you decide to hit play on an episode.
Yeah, one thing I want to also bring up is when one of, I think, my first episodes, when our focus attack was commented on, that he commented that it was really, really good, and that I think it was about how serious do we take the FGC, or how serious, like, we can't play, you know, games no more, or something serious. When it
was the difference between how serious it is. Like, I think it was the difference between consumers and
like casual or competitive.
So consumers,
like, where's the fine line in between it?
Yeah,
and
I think,
you know, our feedback about it was very positive, and that helped me to continue to be like, all right, cool, like, this is something we can talk about. And it means it also, your feedback does help with letting us know that we know what we're talking about. Or you could, that we're not just talking out of our butts or something.
I mean,
so you can say
we've gotten
we're not talking out our
before,
ass.
Trust me.
Yeah, you can fucking curse.
Shout out to Steve Bartholomew. Like, LK, Lord Knight's come out and he's been like, I've jumped in one of his streams and he was like, yo, what you guys talked about last week was not accurate, but that shows that top players are watching it too. They're paying attention to what we're talking about because either we have, knowledge that they see or, agree with, or they have something to say, hey, look, this isn't the proper input. If you want me on a show, I'll come through and I'll talk about it, or better yet, let me explain to you why it's not correct. So, and we're open-minded about that. I think that's been the beauty of doing this is because normally when you're so so embedded into the community, you're just playing the games. When you start to look at it from our perspective, which is what we kind of want you guys to see, and that's why we never really try to take sides on any of the subjects. We kind of just keep it open.
Because everyone has their own views on things.
Like, we'll have our views, but then we'll be like, look, we're open-minded. Convince me almost, that it's, there's a different way. And I think that ever since I at least started the show, I started seeing things differently, whether I walk out there and my representation is for myself or for Double Tap or for something else, because I want to see the bigger picture of why I'm there. Instead of just being like, just here to play fighting games and just get on with my life. Like, you introduce yourself to people, you get to know people, and through those stories, I feel like you learn so much. You're going to learn so much from us because we're learning so much from you guys. So that's a big thing, at least with this podcast. It drives us more than anything.
Yeah. Well, let me just say, thank you for taking me on this ride. Oh, the end of the ride. So far, I'm not saying that like I'm leaving. It sounds like I'm saying I'm leaving. Bye.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, damn, all right.
No, but no, it's been a pleasure. I'm glad that I'm here with y'all at year 100.
Yeah. To many
now
more.
It's just us.
No. And just so to kind of like piggyback off of Mezza, at the end of it, it's the show is just meant, like I said earlier, the show is just meant to be the outlet for the community. Because at the end of the day, without you guys that listen, without the casual, the competitive, there is no fighting game community. You need people, and this is kind of like what the point of the show is for the people. Like I said, we really don't really answer to anybody about it.
Yeah.
And that's like where we intend to, but we tend to also spread the knowledge for those that want to get into it, for those that are trying to get back into it, or for those that are into it.
For those that reminisce.
Exactly. And with that, I have some other quick announcements or teases. So Nursery Gamers, we're under their umbrella of content when it comes to the actual broadcast here. And Nursery Gamers, they've been doing a lot of work when it comes to the FGC. They've been sponsoring a lot of events. They've even ran their own FGC events that did very well. The one out in Atlantic City, part of their the NCS, which is the Nursery Championship Series. It was awesome. It was a lot. They had a lot to learn. And they have good representation. Their main guy for that is K-Mac. You might know him. Comeback, Biggie Gaming. You go to any of those events, Fall Classic, Final Round, you'll see him there. He's done a bang-up job in representing NSG and in looking for avenues to grow. That's why we're having Red Bull Conquest here on the 13th, actually. Shout-outs to them. They're going to be here. Make sure to check out this stream for that on the 13th to see some awesome play.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, they are also sponsoring NEC. They're putting in. They put in for Winter Brawl. Summer Jam. They had a pop bonus, and they're also doing another one here for NEC. One of the things that we're trying to do is we're trying to do a live show out there at NEC. So we're actually going to try to see if we can set up, because it also comes with production. And spoilers if you guys don't know, I actually work for NSG. I'm the production lead here. So if we do any actual show, any streams out there, I'll be taking care of that. But I would definitely love to go and do a live show with people, do questions, and just do one out there with, like I said, how we do it on Wednesday nights here with the people, with the community we represent. We would love to go to a tournament and do the same. That's another thing that's going on the line. I'm waiting to hear confirmation on that, so don't keep me 100% to that word. But regardless, we are supporting NEC no matter what. Now, the other thing that we have, that's the part that I need you to bring up. Yep. Okay. So we've had shirts. For a while, we've had shirts and hoodies. One of our earliest endeavors was the Double Tap logo, which, by the way, I designed. Just little tip for you guys, just so you know.
This one first?
Yeah. So we have another set of shirts that are going to be coming out, or rather merchandise. So if for anyone that has seen my tweets or have been on Discord, on our Discord, they might have seen already this first one. This one isn't so much as a crazy big reveal, but we had Walter Bayamonte, also known as Lariato Corp on Twitter. He is the current, I believe he is the current colorist for the current Power Rangers comic, but he has also done Battle at the Coliseum, like it's a European event. And he's done some awesome flyer work. I saw his work, and I was like, I need to have this guy do something. I linked up with him. I was like, hey, I would love to do some fighting game stuff. He's a big fighting game fan, which is why he did those flyers. And incidentally, also wanted to hear have a podcast to listen to. So it was like a, win-win for all of us, right?
Take a quick guess as to what Dre's favorite character is.
I don't know. So I told Mezza, give me a list of characters, both female and male. I'm just gonna give him free range to kind of do something, and we'll develop a theme, and then he'll just go nuts with it. So this is actually the first piece, and the way he themed it was, fighting game characters, they tend to always like be fit, ready to fight, all that kind of stuff. What if there was like some sort of casual way that they're listening to our show and doing that? He went with the idea that they're at the gym working out. So you can see you got Chun-Li in the back doing those crunches. You got Sakura taking a break. Eliza's sleeping, but that's a play on the character itself.
Yeah.
You got Jury. You have Android 18. This was before Fighters, so we're already kind of drawing in characters we wanted to see in there. Baiken, of course. Zero Suit Samus. Cammy and Armika. And they're just like hanging out listening to the show. As you can see the speaker and stuff in the middle, NSG logo. It's just a sick piece, man. Like,
no, okay.
Did I not mention? So Baiken, right? Bacon. She's in there. Yeah, this is just the first piece. This is going to be going on a shirt. We're also trying to see if we do the live show at NEC, we're going to have prints.
Yeah.
So if anyone that wants to actually stop by, say what's up, get a free print. We would love to get a picture with you. And yeah, it's a win-win for everybody,
What's
right?
going on in the background, Dre?
So yeah, so on top of that, the really cool perspective on it, if you look at the back right, you see Steve Fox, you're going to see Iori and Potenkin. So the point is that there's, like I said, there's a female and a male version. This is the female side of it. Then the perspective of it is that the males are doing the same thing, but on the other side of the room. And that's what the next piece is going to be, which feel free to show if you want. Oh yeah, and Jury's trying to wake up Eliza. Nice little detail. I just love the flow of it.
Yeah.
And then of course we have the other one. Yeah. This one was like way over the top.
Oh, that lightning.
So we got Magneto. We have oh my God, why Kazuya? I just like blanked for some reason. Servbot, Mecha Geef, but OG Mecha Geef upside down because of Magneto. Beautiful Joe. Oh my God, why am I blanking? Jeddah, thank you. I blanked on his name.
Volkswagen.
Potenkin, Iori. We got Cody, Steve Fox, Ragna, and Faust is coming from the bottom with his teleporting door, which I thought that was like a nice little tip.
That was pretty cool.
And Dio. And of course we got shout outs to
sorry,
JoJo's. Isn't that Dio?
Yeah, that's Dio.
From
JoJo's.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dio.
I am not cultured.
Sir.
Oh, man.
How are you Food's friend and not know Dio?
At least I know
How
Narakami.
are you Adam's friend and not know Dio?
Yeah, how
He
you
talks about
Adam's
JoJo's
friend?
Bizarre
He
Adventure all
does.
the
He
time.
does.
Is that a JoJo's reference?
Yes, it is.
So this is the second piece. It was just, like I said, a bunch of characters. And some we even had Lariato Corp actually go ahead and put in. Like, he's a Steve Fox fan. He actually has a really fucking funny YouTube video of his Tekken 7 plays, which I suggest you go check out. And Byakuya, shout outs to Initial J. So we kind of like all the characters.
I thought it was Narakami.
No, that's Byakuya.
Oh, okay,
This is Byakuya,
cool.
yeah. So I picked characters that maybe I picked one that I liked, but then I picked ones that represented friends, people that I knew, competitors that I've come across. Byakuya, of course, for Initial J. Like Potenkin was for HD Cloud. Shout outs to you, homie. Miss you. Cody, he's actually who I played in Street Fighter 4, so I had to put him. This was before the fucking the announcement too, and I was like, damn, should I have changed it? But I kind of like OG Cody a little bit more. And then Mezza, of course, he put in characters like Magneto, Jeddah. I put in Kazuya. Dio was definitely had to get represented. We had to get JoJo's in there.
Dude, I just love the Servbot in this picture.
Yeah, Servbot
that's
was a
my
nice
favorite,
little
honestly.
little
Even though I
tidbit.
have my favorites in there, Servbot just became my favorite.
So-
in this picture.
And who represents me, bro?
Servbot.
Chun-Li.
Yeah, Chun-Li technically.
Servbot, funny. I didn't think of any on the male side. So yeah, Chun-Li is definitely you.
No, Chun-Li and Jury. I like them both.
So yeah, so these are like the first pieces, and these aren't the last one. There's actually a third one that is a wide shot of it. That's actually going to include the host in it. I just have to get pictures out to him. And, yeah, that's going to be a third piece. It's not done yet. As a matter of fact, we haven't even gotten a sketch yet. But it will still be out there. We're looking, like I said, to print these out for NEC or at least have some shirts ready for you guys. It'll be firsthand. You'll get, if you're going to be on our Discord or anything, you're going to see the postings there first for any of our listeners. But we will definitely give you guys an announcement for it as soon as I get things ready as well. And we'll do some early adopter discounted prices, of course, for those that have been listening for a while. Of course, you'll get some love there.
You guys, keep in mind, this is big for us because it helps us make the show even better. And moves us around a lot more so that we can actually show you some more cool things.
Yeah, it supports us as well. Yeah. Like I said, technically we don't have to make any money. We don't care for it at the same. Well, not to say I don't care. Like it'd be cool to be compensated in time, but that's not really our priority. This is actually buying the shirts and all that. It's actually going to support those that support us that don't ask for it. And that's really my goal, is to make sure those that did take care of us are taken care of before we see anything.
Exactly.
Because it's, we 100 shows, man. It's
no
joke.
It's kind of nice to get those people out that are really far away, too.
Yep. And I know there is support out there. There's people that have DM'd me, tweeted at me, or messaged saying, hey, we'd love to support the show. Mash Those Buttons Network, they have, their other shows like The Division or Watch for Radio. They have Patreon pages and all. We don't. We don't advertise it either. I have my own reservations because of it. As much as I love the support, I don't know. It's kind of just a weird thing to take.
We started it from underground, didn't ask for
Yeah,
anything,
exactly. This is underground, so it's like, But at the same time, there are people that did support us, so we want to make sure they're taken care of. So this is just one of the avenues. But also, it's a dope-ass piece of art that I've shown a lot of people to, and so far no one has been like, I wouldn't buy that. Everyone's been like, yo, can you get me that?
I hate to say
I'm like pretty stoked to hear that. So yeah. So really, in conclusion, to Focus Attack, all I could say really is thank you for listening. Yeah. Thank you guys for coming into the journey for it and continuing.
Well, thank you for asking at the very beginning.
And to many more.
Absolutely.
To many more, to greater things, to better matchups, and to more salt.
Some more mods.
And some more mods, because that's what's coming up next. Good segue there.
Keep in mind, guys.
You're learning. See, you're learning.
We're still the #1 FGC fighting podcast.
We are the #1 FGC fighting
anybody's
podcast.
Gonna compete. No, I mean, I'm not.
We are a 5-star podcast on iTunes.
Let's be honest.
No one else has that right now.
No one else has that. We're not TMZ style. We're actually underground. We just talk the shit like we know how to talk. And people love it.
And people, you guys listen. Because you know what? They feel the realness. There's nothing fake about it. It's just who we are.
I mean, one day, are we allowed to actually, before we, become more official, are we allowed to just crack open a beer for you? You'll have a soda.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, you can have a soda.
Nothing's really stopping
Gabe
us.
Gabe doesn't drink, guys, just so you know.
Yeah, Gabe don't drink.
But for us, because we've always talked about, the FGC round table that we're part of, us basically being the round table, just us. So, yeah.
The Just Us League.
Just mainly, now it's the three of us. Before it was just the two of us.
The Just Us League. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
There you go. Shout-outs to the old Justice League show.
Remember the B-Dolls and Powerpuff Girls?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, so we do have some mods. We are in the home stretch here of this long-ass episode. This one came up. I think I just caught it earlier. And this one should be the Laura one. So Streets of Rage 4 did have that announcement. And Laura did get a mod for it. The character specifically, off the top of my dome, is Blaze Fieldings. That's who you saw in the trailer. So someone had just some love for Laura and said, you know what? She a brawler. Let's just give it to her. She's got the leather vest or the leather jacket.
Sleeping Master has been on here before.
Sleeping Master, yes. By Sleeping Master, he has been here before. And actually, both these mods are his.
Oh, man. That's even double whammy.
Music? Okay.
So one thing I would have liked to see, maybe change the particle effects to Blaze's blue particle effects or whatever. But still, nonetheless, it looks like Blaze. It looks like the new version of Blaze, too. Thick.
Yeah, Blaze looking like she got some C's on her. 2 C's.
But I mean, the sound effects, though.
Oh, yeah. Have you not heard these?
That's because they're using the special.
They even use the Cuphead sound. Ooh, that combos game? I don't know.
It depends. If somebody walks into it, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's really cool that Sleeping Master
Gabe's over here actually breaking down why is he doing this, bro? chill.
I mean,
it's just the next
they're
edition.
showcasing, right?
It's just showcasing. Relax.
See, we can't have you in the mod
Relax.
section anymore. You're gonna scare away all the mods. Nah.
Relax.
Sleeping Master definitely. That's really clean. I mean, I would like to see what the super looks like for the super. I think we're gonna get.
But on to the next one. So besides the Laurel one, Sleeping Master did come out with another good one, and I think I remember seeing this very early on. But
yeah,
I just saw, I guess, an updated version of it.
Yeah.
Post. So Urien has a new mod. I guess with the Power Rangers, the Power Rangers hype going on right now, they decided to add Lord Zed.
Well, we had the Dragon Ball ones that were going.
Didn't we have a Rita? Like, I thought we had someone like was dressed as Rita, like the movie version. I could be wrong.
I kind of wish that.
I think we might have.
Hold on.
But I think it might have been somebody else.
I kind of wish they like modded the other characters to be like Goldar and Rita, just for fun.
I mean, they usually have stuff like that. Like they got their little.
That Nash one's pretty sick
Shadow.
though.
That's
Shadow Nash, or what is the actual name from Marvel 1?
Shadow. Just
No.
Shadow.
Agent?
I thought it was an agent. Yeah.
I thought it was Agent Shadow.
I thought it was just Shadow.
But Skullomania, how about that?
Yeah, that works.
Skullomania and Lord Zed.
Oh yeah. Is that supposed to be Jury?
Rashid.
Oh, Rashid.
So it makes sense with Zed, only because the electricity, make my monster grow, and then he would shoot you with electricity. Urien being
I was thinking
the sound effects threw me off. Sound effects threw me off on that one.
I was thinking the other day, this should really make a new Power Rangers game. The only one was like, well, the one that I played was like the same one.
Yeah.
Genesis.
It was on Super Nintendo as well.
Adam Wolf.
It was on Super Nintendo as well. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But I think it looks good overall.
It's solid, yeah.
It's nothing too crazy. It's just like a little more coloring / like maybe
It's pretty.
This match will get red hot. Here goes.
I think so.
No. That's,
Who's this?
Oh, that's Marvel 1.
No, it's
This is, I want to say it's Cyclops or Gambit's thing.
It might be Gambit. You might be right on that one.
I don't know, but yeah.
Well, if you guys are listening, you guys are hearing this, find out for us. Whose theme was that? Yo, that should be a segment. What theme was that?
Oh man, nobody would get. Yo, they were playing some dope stuff over there earlier. I was like, but yeah, that's.
I forget
Holy
whose it
crap,
is.
that's it.
I want to say Venom.
It could be Venom. It could be.
'Cause it's a character that's not in Marvel 3. I'll tell you that.
All right.
It could be Cyclops. I don't know.
We'll find out. Hey, tweet at us. If you know what theme that was, tweet at this here or that there or that over there.
This one.
That one there.
This one. Whoa.
But-
too low.
Anyway, that is going to do it for our 100th episode, guys. Thank you very much for hanging out. Thanks for the support, the ongoing support. We will stay focused to make sure we continue doing our show. We'll continue to grow. And, just continue to be misfits like we normally are.
Where can they find us?
Where can you guys find us? Well, you guys can find us on social media. You can find me at CrashTag VS. Static Gorilla, where can they find you at?
Static Gorilla on Twitter, on
No
Instagram,
brainer.
and on Twitch.
Mezza?
Oh, so you guys can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. My YouTube is 4, guys. Come on, 4 subscribers away from me being able to change it. So let me change it, all right?
Real secret, I still got to subscribe.
Don't listen to him. But, yeah, you can find me on all those platforms. And, obviously, still doing a lot more for the community as much as I can.
Yeah.
See ya.
Of course, you can also follow this show's Twitter, this social media, at DoubleTapFGC. You'll see, the announcements when we drop the new podcast episode or when we go live. It's more specifically, when we go live, you'll definitely see it at the Nerd Street Gamers Twitter, which is at N3RDST and also give us a follow on Twitch.tv. So if you guys want to check out the show or see the Go for Broke monthlies that happen here at Localhost Arena, as well as the Red Bull Conquest that is happening in 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks.
16th? No,
13th.
14th.
Yo, is
13th.
it me or is everything compiled into the next 3-4 weeks?
It's gonna get a little. It's gonna get a little
TFC
busy.
this weekend. The Fall Classic.
Yeah,
just a lot,
Fall Classic
man.
is this weekend. Shit.
Yeah, Buffalo. You got all those things.
Yep. Make sure to join us on Discord on the Mash Those Buttons community page at discord.me/Mash Those Buttons and discord.gg/Nerd Street Gamers. You guys can post your questions for the podcast if you'd like. And also, if you join the Discord, you will see firsthand the links for the shirts when they get dropped. I also will drop the second piece of artwork there in case you want to check it out as well. Save it on your phone. Save it on as a screensaver, background. I don't really care.
Show us what your setup looks like.
Yeah, how about that? Oh, put it on your stick.
Right?
That'd be godlike. That would be
that
kind
would
of
be.
sick. That would actually be ridiculous. You guys can contact us. Best way besides social media is the comment section on the mastersbuttons.com site, or also the feedback, which we encourage you guys give us. We just, shout outs once again to Canada, to it's Dread. Hold on. Daddy Dread?
Daddy Dread.
Daddy Dread.
Daddy Dread, yeah. Who gave us feedback this week. Thanks again for that. Much love to the Great White North and you guys out there. I would love to come out to Canada to check out the FGC scene out there.
Definitely.
I know you guys are monsters, so I don't know where I would want to go, whether it be Montreal or Vancouver. But I think Montreal is east, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
So
geography's bad. Don't ask me.
No, actually,
No.
I think no. Vancouver's west.
yeah, Vancouver's west. So yeah,
Toronto,
Montreal is the one
Montreal's
right
around
nearby.
here,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Montreal FGC. Maybe go see what's up with that. What else do I have? Oh, and
Platforms.
no,
No?
we don't do those no more.
Oh.
You're still on the old version of the post show stuff,
See, that's
man. You're still on the old show.
I knew what I
They
was.
don't
Once
send
again,
me these
comments and
things.
questions all on the actual Masters Buttons website. And the best way you guys can help us is to share the show with others, retweeting, liking. If you feel like there's someone that might enjoy the show, when you see the actual tweets out on Twitter, tag them. Like, yo, this is for you, or just spread the word, really, because the more listeners, the more we grow, the more people we get nervous, and we have pressure on doing a good show for, and then we ended up having to do a good show.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know, right?
And then it just keeps
It's
cycling like that. You guys can also rate on any of your favorite podcast platforms. I'm not going to list them all. I know there's a segment for that, but it ain't going to be done by me.
Cool.
Yeah. And, that's the best way you guys can support us. Eventually, when we do get, say, things like our Teespring going for the shirts, you guys will hear as well on the post show. But until then, just keep an eye out for things. I'm CrashTag,
I'm Static Gorilla.
And I'm Mezza.
and I'll see you guys next round. Late.